remember saying that me saying they're all pixels, it should never be that deep, is me talking about the death threats specifically.
At this point, y'all are just trying very hard, man. Y'all are trying very, very hard. And once you recognize that they are trying very hard, you have to ask the question, why? And the why is, again, very simple. They need to grandstand on someone or something to feel better about themselves or use you for content for their own benefit. And they're actively trying to find tools and ways to do that. It's pathetic. You can't act like a victim. A lot of the stuff you were saying there and some of the commentary you received as a pushback are fair. The degree and extreme that we're talking about here is always going to be unfair. That's a degree that no one agrees with. Even if we are to agree with them in spirit, the method in which they're trying to get the message across, the messaging is super wrong. No one's with them. Those extreme individuals are on their own. Ain't no one from the Genshin community. We do not claim them up. We do not claim them. Welcome back to a drama so online. Even Bran subscribed. In today's video, it seems that once again we were just talking about video games that sell anime girls. We took a wrong turn somewhere and we ended up in God knows what that is. I mean, this I'm noticing a trend. Like we just be chilling. We just be talking about video games that have 2D anime baddies. And out of nowhere, people are getting doxxed, death threats, sued, relationships are being shown. It's like, what? How do we reach this degree, this level? Is quite the phenomena. It's low key interesting, but here we are. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, recently a creator with the name of Candybug had released a Genshin Impact critique video. Now, honestly, I mean, you see a lot of Genshin Impact critique videos, and they're typically well received. You see a lot of people receiving them quite positively. Hence why I'm assuming she started her YouTube career through a Genshin critique video. Also because she's a woman, and I think she's aware of that too. Women and girls typically that cover Genshin Impact do fairly well. They're well received in the community for... In gaming communities, really, for, well, obvious reasons. I think us guys know exactly the main reason why. There's no shot. They know that too. It's obviously there's a buff there, and you know, I've shown that before now in a previous video if you want to dive deeper. But she started off with that, and unfortunately, what is unique to Candybug and is not the norm for all the people that critique Genshin Impact is the fact that she had a little bit of that modern feminism added to the video, and more dangerously, that also showcased a lot of the woke mentality she had and that she applied to the video, which was a bit of a dog whistle, I'm assuming, considering the follow-up that happened after the video. I was a dog whistle to people with similar mindset. Now, the mindset in itself is not necessarily a problem, but what you typically hear from the woke mob is that they're quite aggressive if you don't do things properly. Like you can be woke. They want you to be woke. I think we're all woke to a good degree if you live in a westernized society. We're all woke to a good degree. I feel like wokeness is what allowed the modern civilization to be what it is, but there are extremes. Especially when you consider how people behave towards people that may not have their extreme of wokeness, because there's tiers to this. There's tier 1 woke, and I feel like that's where the extremists lie, and that's I don't know, that's too much woke for me. Like, I'm wokish, but I'm not that woke. All right, I do like my sleep, thank you very much. But anyway, I feel like the reason why this happened is because she dog whistled to the mob. And the mob loves to come at people. They're very aggressive. This applies to all extreme agendas typically, or sentiments, I guess we should call them. This applies to all extreme sentiments you see, whether it's right, left, woke, non-woke, whatever have you. People in extremes typically behave very poorly and are very extreme in their reaction to people that they may disagree with. And so unfortunately, this was what happened to Candybug. She kind of... Here's the thing. I'm not victim blaming, but like I always say, there are reasons as to why that is happening to X individual. And it's not necessarily just her critiquing. I do feel like the fact that she dog whistled for that particular mob that is known to be very aggressive online played a massive part, and are known also to really camp in the Hoyoverse community, specifically the Genshin community. I believe, for one, that has played a massive part in the fire that is happening right now. However, that is Candyman. So that's a little bit of an explanation, I feel like, as to why this became this dumpster fire. One of the reasons, obviously, and her critique was okay, I guess, but obviously there are some things, considering her approach and some of the feminism and lack of understanding of the target audience, etc., left a lot to be desired for me personally. There was a lot of hoes mad in that critique. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of hoes mad, but that's besides the point. Now I feel like we're past that. We are now at a situation where other creators are being dragged into the mud for covering it, and I want to get some context with you guys. So it seems that we have branonline who covered the situation. Of course he will. I thought he was gonna quit covering Genshin Impact or gacha games, I guess, where you couldn't live with your own failure, words that brought you back to me or something. Hold on, let me take a peek, man. Let me take a peek. What's going on, man? I like Bran. I genuinely like Bran. I think he's a fantastic creator. Yeah, we're just back to Genshin Impact and covering gacha drama. Well, that maybe that was another channel. Hold on, maybe I'm tripping. Never mind. I guess he just was like, fuck it, I'll just stay to gacha. That's where the you gotta do what you gotta do. Business is business. You can't hate on a man. All right, so here we are. I guess we're back to gacha, and he's coming back hard. Okay, so he made a video. Let me verify here. So he made a video where he reacted to her video, and this blew the hell up. They said Genshin was good until this happened. So she said some stuff. Not quite changed Genshin for worse. Look at the thumbnail. I'm not gonna watch this. This is a 2-hour long video. Goddamn, it is crazy as hell. But I think in what is really being called out on this video, to my knowledge, is the racism part. He apparently said that he thinks what she was alluding to at a particular part of the video was racism, and I think he is right. I thought the same thing too. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend otherwise. I think what she was implying is super obvious. And so, yeah, a lot of people didn't necessarily think that people are misconstruing what he was attempting to say. And they thought that he was calling her racist when no, she was implying that Hoyoverse is being racist because of the poor portrayal of, let's just say, trying to make whiteness seem discriminated against when that's not how things happened in real life, right? For the most part, it could have happened at some point in time, but for what is mostly known, white folk, pale skin having folk weren't the ones that were persecuted and all that stuff. So anyway, it seems that we are at it for an hour and 18-minute video, man. God damn, baby, damn, this stuff went crazy. So yeah, we're here for a ride, man. I'm gonna try to get as much context as possible. Considering this is an hour and 20 minutes, is why I considered not watching the full thing, because I watched a little bit, but it's why I didn't want to watch the whole thing, because it's 2 hours. All right, like I care about this situation, but not enough to sit there for 2 hours, for technically 2 hours plus with this one. That would be a total of 3 hours and a half almost. That's a long time, man. Like, I like Bran, but not enough to sit there for 3 hours. I'm not gonna cap. And so anyway, we're gonna watch this together. I'm pretty sure he's gonna give all the context in which people were mad at him for, where he was right, where he was wrong, because this is an hour and so long. Obviously, it's gonna be there, because what else is there if not that? So yeah, without further ado, let's get it on. If you enjoyed this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gacha.
We're going to talk about a few things, and I think it's only fair that I go over all of these details because I'm seeing a lot of out-of-context clips being taken and spread in a lot of places. We're going to talk about a few things, and I think it's only fair that I go over all of these details because I'm seeing a lot of out-of-context clips being...
I never noticed he had tattoos. He has a lion tattoo. Okay.
Taken and spread in a lot of places, and I realized this when I woke up this morning to a bunch of very unkind messages, which is fair enough. I'm going to go over a few things about the Candy Bug video here because I did indeed react to the apology or follow-up video on stream.
He has used tissue in his desk. Just a detail I've noticed. That's discerning.
Yesterday, and it ended up unlisted, and I will explain why that is later because it was not to hide anything. I want to go through a few things.
Oh, so he unlisted the video. Ooh, no, that's bad.
Just to kind of debunk a lot of these very out of context moments that have been taken from the stream and just give you my honest thoughts on the whole Candy Bug situation by the end of this video. This all started because some people said that I was incredibly aggressive in my original reaction, and I sent people to kind of brigade her video and send her death threats, which I urge the people that actually believe that to go and watch the original video. Yes, it is 2 hours long, but I think you will find that it was nowhere near as inflammatory as a lot of people are kind of making it out to be.
Yeah, there's no way that's real. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why would he do that? That's just stupid.
I thought for the most part it was a very fair
It's obviously misconstrued. Obviously, people are trying to paint Bran in a light where, you know, he's see, here's the problem with let's just say when something happens and you can't make sense of it, you just need to put it on one person. People love to put a face to a sentiment. They love to do that. There's a current sentiment against Candy Bug. People need a face for it. They chose Bran's. You see this a lot. This is not unique to Gacha or Genshin at all. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We've seen this multiple times.
Fair reaction, and the fact that this was their first video had kind of nothing to do with the reason that I decided to watch it in the first place. It was just recommended to me. But I'll let you all be the judge of that if you want to agree or disagree with that. That's honestly not.
Hey, that's why we're here, man.
On me, and it's probably on the lower end of the list of what people are actually saying, which is kind of crazy. So I watched the apology last stream, which I will be setting back to public after this, by the way. Again, it was not any specific reason for it other than what I'm about to explain. I was also accused of deleting all of my live streams from the past week, which I found rich, considering I just haven't streamed in the past week. I went to Germany with my girlfriend and my two real-life friends, Minsleaf and the Jonathan, to go watch BTS and just...
Oh, well, see, people assume you don't touch grass because some streamers stream every day and they don't touch grass. Equates to the expected behavior of streamers is to stream every single day, and if you didn't, there must be a reason for it, and it can be that you have a life. No, sir, you're hiding something. Ugh.
Chill, you know, take some time off of work.
Base.
So I didn't know any of this stuff was going on, if I can be honest. I had no idea. So yesterday was my first stream back, and people obviously wanted me to watch that video. I had it recommended on YouTube a lot, and Twitch not so much, but that's fair. So there was no deleted live streams. There was also the fact that a lot of people are saying that
I'm genuinely curious, like, besides the racism clip, like, what else is there? Like, I'm really curious, because that's the only one I know, like I said.
Called her racist, and that sent a lot of like racist
here we go.
to her apparently, and started causing other people to call her racist, which number one is genuinely just not the case, and I'll again show that in the video that I'm about to play. First of all, we've got this one, which is why some people for some reason thought that I called her racist, which was here.
The Tribal Chronicles. Instead, those honors are given to Seat Lali and Varesa.
Well, Roran's a 4-star. Is Jansen a 4-star? I forget, bro. Yeah, so they're both 4 stars, and these are obviously 5 stars are going to get more special treatment.
The latter of which...
True. Actually, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. True.
We hadn't even met during the Natlan Archon quest. She was literally invented just to take Yansan's place. I wonder why that is.
Okay, I don't think that's the case.
There it is. Yeah, so that's implied racism. That's implied racism. It's literally right there. No one cares. She made it a point. We don't give a shit. Like, it's the new big titty waifu. That's what we saw. You decided to make it about race and skin. The whole point of racism and to remove racism is for skin to not matter at all. Skin color to not matter at all. Why are you making it a point? The whole point is to disregard skin color as much as possible when you see things. People are people. Especially when you look... Okay, so... I wonder what guys will like more, Lolly or a big titty girl that with a huge emphasis on her being chubby, big thighs. She jumps on her buttocks. There's a lot of emphasis on her buttocks, and she has big boobs. I wonder what guys are gonna prefer. Yeah.
I'm starting to think this person might just really dislike Natlan, everything about Natlan.
Invented just to take
we'll
Yansan's place. I wonder why that is.
Racism is the reason she's thinking, clearly. But
yeah, there it is. This is what I saw.
Now listen, could there be a different reason? Of course there could, but I thought it was pretty obvious. This is quite a large sentiment in the Genshin community, to be honest, and I wasn't even saying that this was an incorrect thing. This is the crazy thing. Not necessarily. I don't see it that way, but a lot of people do seem to think that that is the reason why Varesa was there for...
That's just stupid. I think it's plain and obvious. This one is way too gooner bait than this. This will sell more than this. Am I nuts? Like, all I see, I don't care about skin color here. All I see is here. Look at the thighs. Look at how low the skirt is. Look at the boobs. Look at all that. Like, Jesus. Are we serious? What happened to the... See, this has got to come from women. Like, because women are not going to be able to have the same lens that guys have. Because in my eyes, as a guy, race is the second thing I'm going to look at, if not the fourth thing. Because I'm going to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually. I'm looking at 6 things before I even look at skin color, bro. Jesus.
To kind of
actually 7, come to think of it.
Spot. I personally just found it very strange to begin with that Yansan was the one shown in the Teyvat chapter storyline preview and then not a big part of the main, faction in that sense. But at the same time, I mean, Diluc was shown in, in the Teyvat chapter storyline preview, and Sino, and I feel like there were other characters that had a much larger role to play in the plot. But that's besides the point. I was not calling Candybug racist here. I think that's very obvious. I was implying that the reason she...
No, you're not implying. You're telling that she is implying that she is calling out racism here.
Veressa was invented to take over Yansan's place while zooming into them both is probably like internalized racism at Hoyo. That's what I was implying. Could I be wrong? 100%. It's just my opinion.
And I think you're 99% right. Like, there's just that off 1% chance. I think it's very clear, especially when you look more in the video and you recognize the type of people she is. She's obviously implying that. Easy.
Seems like that was the obvious implication here.
Yes, it is.
My bad if it got misconstrued along the way, I guess, but I really don't think it did until people started spreading that agenda around.
Hey, it's so weird. I don't know why they are.
But
then again, this is what they like to do. See, this is another way. You know how Kudu Bats and Hoyoshio like to grandstand through their video game? Well, these people like to grandstand through their ideologies. Oh, I'm more modernized, I'm more woke than you, therefore I'm better than you. And if you are not, I'm gonna just shit on you so that way I can feel better about my belief system. It's just an extension of some things we've already seen. It's as pathetic as the former. Like, it, yeah.
We get into the apology, right? The whole apology. Now, the actual recording was about 1 hour and 5 minutes. I have cut some stuff out here for the sole purpose of it was never intended to be privated, basically. So you can go to Twitch and see the full thing if you want to sit through the whole thing. I've picked apart the pieces that a lot of people seem to be misconstruing, and the rest of the stuff is of a similar vibe, to be honest. TLDR here, the follow-up here is not necessarily an apology from Candybug, and again, I don't even necessarily think it has to be.
Yeah,
an apology.
it's not an apology. She just clarified certain things, and where she was wrong, she was like, you know what, I'll take my L there. And in this one video, actually, you can see just how woke she is, and how, again, I know I'm being a little mean, but I mean, I gotta call it for what it is. You get what you deserve. You knew exactly what that type of community behaves like. You decided to try and cater to that extreme. You played around, you found out. Yeah, they're known, man. Hey, there's some communities that, for me personally, for example, I don't want to cater to, because I know their extreme behavior is something I can just never get behind. Like, I can't. Like, I'm sorry. And they're very, very difficult to even have a conversation with in a nuanced fashion, because of just how they have to have the mindset that is just an absolution. Like, they are correct and everyone else is wrong, and you cannot convince them otherwise. And if you even attempt, not a shot at them or anything, like, you just attempt to think otherwise, they will come swinging at you. It's super weird, man. It is. I feel like it's very antisocial. That's just my opinion, though.
It's them basically saying that the response that they got was not warranted, which I do actually agree with.
True.
And also them kind of doubling down on a few of their points.
I want us all to take a small step back. I like to do this disclaimer again from time to time. Remember, to make everybody remember something very important. OGs know exactly what I'm about to say. I want us all to remember that we're talking about a video game that sells anime girls. This all stemmed from that. All right. I want us to take a small step back and think about that for a second.
You know what? Good for them, bro. If they actually believe that stuff, then it is what it is.
Because my opinion, it's like I said in my own reaction to her big video, just don't insert your own selfish preferences to the game. Just critique the game from what it is and for what it is obviously trying to cater to as a target audience, and that's it. That's it. Just stop at that. Like beyond this, it's like, all right, you're just stupid. It's like whatever. Like, but you shouldn't attack her like that. You just go, she's stupid. And that's it. You keep it pushing. Jesus.
Like, who am I to change their mind, you know? But I also have my own opinions. And I just really don't like the fact that some people seem to think that I can't base an opinion on their opinion because of, like, sub count. Bro, their video got more views than any of mine in the past, like, year. Like, it's not about that.
No, subscribers don't matter anymore. Whoever uses subscriber as a let's just say a point to try and say whatever, that there's just wrong. What matters is view count. How many views do you get per video? If you have a good view count, if you're algorithmically favored, you're there. You're relevant. As long as you're relevant, that's all that matters. Subscriber count don't matter at all. I don't even look at mine. I know I'm at 6,000 something. Besides that, like there's something, I have no idea. And the reason why is because the number doesn't necessarily matter. What matters is people that keep coming back to the videos, that enjoy the videos, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. Those are the people that truly matter. The ones that are still supporting you, still here. But for the most part, people subscribe, it can just vanish. Like the number in itself don't necessarily matter. New subscribers always feel, let's just say, more exciting than old ones, because old ones, you never know who's still around watching you or not. And also there's the dead subs theory, where sometimes having a lot of subs can actually hurt your channel.
It's just not. It was literally just what was recommended to me. But anyway, let's get onto this and see. So the first big thing is that people were saying that I was laughing at the fact that she got death threats. That's a big kind of out of context clip that's going around at the minute, apparently. The fact that and again, this is what's happening, that I laughed at the death threats she was receiving, which is not the case. I'm a big advocate for, not doing fucked up shit like that. I woke up this morning to my own slew of death threats, and I know where you live specifically in my YouTube community post, which is always fun, but that's not about this. Let's just play it and see. Memes and jokes aside here, because this is a very serious topic. I've heard that this person is getting death threats and such from members. This was before we started the reaction. The Genshin community all over Twitter. It should be an obvious statement to make, but that is never okay. Right? Can we just come together as a community to realize that it's never that deep? I'm gonna go here. Right.
That's such a hard proposition to do nowadays, man, because people are so debuffed in their own life. They need to find some degree of superiority somewhere and validation and feel like they are better than, and so they resort to this shit. It's so pathetic.
Jesus Christ.
It's sad too, man. It hurt. It saddens me, man. It really does. It really saddens me, man. The reason why it saddens me is because I could see myself becoming exactly like them. I can. Like in a different timeline, had I been born maybe a little more later, and I was in the wrong environment, I can see myself becoming like them. I do. Like, it's not a distant proposition, because it's so tempting. I can see the allure to it. You know what I mean? I do. I think we can all see that. But when you consider important morals, it's kind of like why we don't punch people that annoy us on the street or something. You consider how to be civilized. You know to stay your hand when it comes to certain extremes. Like, you can get annoyed, you can talk them off maybe, but you never hit them. This is the equivalent of, well, really aggressive physical attack on someone digitally. This is its equivalent. Like, you don't run out there, punch people. The reason why you don't necessarily do that, because one, it's the wrong thing to do, and second, they can easily retaliate at you. People are more comfortable doing that digitally because they can easily hide. One of them is not there, and it shows the power of if we're not able to enforce rules and show clear penalties for behaviors, people go fucking insane, because for the most part, a lot of people are just weird in the head. Now you understand why we have rules and laws and why they must be upheld. This is why.
It's just her video was not that deep as to warrant anything like death threats or anything remotely similar. Yep. And I pretty made that clear in the original reaction, bro. The original reaction is genuinely pretty fucking tame if you actually take your time to watch it and don't just watch like 3 out of context clips, I promise you. I do not condone any kind of harassment at all. Criticism on a video is one thing. I've been through it myself. I've also been through the whole death threat situation myself. It's not nice.
No,
I don't think this person deserves that anywhere near. They don't.
Times already.
So this is the second clip. These are with a lot of fluff cut out again.
Well, where did he laugh? He didn't laugh.
And you can go watch the original one if you want to see the entire thing.
Well,
I don't
someone in
think I
chat
did
is.
anything, like egregious out, and if I did, it's definitely not my intent. By the way, just as a heads up. Hence putting it public again. You can go check it out. Oh, let me explain this actually. So the reason, I literally posted a message straight after streaming in my Discord. So I have a couple of little sponsored segments during my streams that I need to highlight and upload somewhere. The highlights.
Yeah.
I could not highlight anything from my Twitch yesterday, and I don't know why. So I tried everything from putting it in a collection to unlisting it to literally trying to export it and stuff, and nothing was working. I mentioned it in my Discord. I mentioned it on Twitter, and I went to bed because if you can't tell, I'm sick right now. I have multiple empty tablet packets.
So that's why he has a tissue on his desk. Saved, chat. Saved.
I'm really not well because I got secondhand con flu from Minsley from the Jonathan, I think. But I forgot to put it back public, and then I woke up to a slew of, oh my god, he's deleting things. It's not deleted, it's just unpublished because I was trying to highlight certain parts of it to upload as proof of sponsorship stuff.
Well, now people think of you as the boogeyman, so they will look at every action you take with a fine-tooth comb, and sometimes people like to put pieces of a puzzle that aren't necessarily there. It is what it is. This isn't the first time we see this.
That part is really not as deep as people are making it out to be, but yet again, out of context clips. So here's this part. Let's go back to the beginning. I don't think this person deserves that anywhere near.
Times already.
Okay, so this is the first time they showed the death threats. Now I want you to pay attention to my
Yes.
face here, because this is where people are saying that I laughed at the death threats that they had. These messages are horrific. You can see this one, I think, fully. Yeah.
I kind of laughed at one of them. I waste of sperm like you. I did. I thought that shit was funny. Hey, look, I thought this shit was funny. This is pathetic. For example, sleep with one eye open. They're coming for you. Oh, man. Oh, shiver me timbers. Oh, what a big boy. What a big girl are you, huh? Oh, no. I'm crying. Shiver me timbers. And I found those entertaining a bit. Does this mean I don't feel for the person in question? No, of course I feel for her. But one cannot deny there is some comedy to be had from... I mean, I want you to think of someone was miserable enough to take time off their day and write all this to you. They're that miserable. They're not... You got them fucked up so much over you critiquing a video game that sells anime girls that they had to just type this and send it to you. Man. Man, oh man. I think trolls can be really entertaining at times. I do. Because when you consider the psychology behind it, it's low-key pathetic. I feel for them, but also considering the actions they take, I don't feel for them as much, and I could easily just laugh at them and have some fun at their expense.
Entirely. All of these messages are death threats. This top right one is not. It's just an incredibly petty message, and you can see the disgust in my face as I read through these. Right. Then I get to this top right one, which I read. Fed your art to AI since I felt like annoying you. Kiss. Oh, X. Right. And this is what made my reaction go like this. Okay, a lot of these are fucked up. Jesus Christ. Again. The clip that is circulating gets cut at the laugh. It doesn't even include that a lot of these are fucked up. So it's clearly just a malicious clip. And then
True. Context is key. Oh yeah, right there in 4K. We just seen it. Yep. Hey, Bran, expose them.
Don't want to say again. These are fucking horrible people, bro. These are horrible people. This one, though, this might be some of the most petty shit. Both of these messages might be the two most petty messages I have ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Now listen, it's very fucking...
It's from a girl. We all know it's a woman that typed that. Girl, I hope you know how much you're getting dragged on Twitter. Of course, ass looking like Chaska, so you both get equally chopped anyway. Fit your art AI sound like annoying you. X. That's a woman message. We all know it.
Obvious here that I'm not laughing at the fact that she was receiving death threats. If you've got a pair of functioning eyes and at least one brain cell to muster up the courage to even consider that as an option, I think it's very obvious.
Because those are what are known online as the swamp hags. Yeah, they're known as the swamp hags. This is swamp hag attitude.
Right. Now, where I was at fault for here is hyper-focusing on the lighter-hearted comment here instead of the egregious ones, even though I did give them, you know, their platform time. I should have made it more clear that I was obviously denouncing the death threats. I really just didn't think I'd need to. I thought it was very obvious, time and time again, that I'm obviously not advocating for death threats about fucking pixels on a screen. And that's what I refer to when I say it's just not that deep, bro. Like, her original video is not deep enough to warrant these death threats. Girl, I hope you know how much you're getting dragged on Twitter. OC ass looking like Chaska, so you both equally chopped anyways. Fed your art to AI since I felt like annoying you. This is pity laughs, bro. This is shock. Genuinely, you can. I feel like you can tell. Like, maybe it's because it's my own reactions and I know what I'm thinking at the time, but kiss. Bro, people out here are getting fucking insane. My God.
Similarly,
You don't say.
This is a new clip. These are all going to be pretty much new clips going forward, I think. But that's all I wanted to say about that. Obviously, I'm not condoning death threats. Obviously, I never laughed at
Yeah,
death
we can
threats.
tell, man. We can tell.
I really do feel like that's obvious, but people are going to cherry pick, you know, clips to take out of context and start spreading.
Well, why would they not? Because it's simple. Their whole point is to stir controversy so that they can get attention on themselves, so that their post can get attention. So if I were to cut it, and people that don't have any context or don't know about the situation, or they just forgot, they watched the video, maybe forgot, they could be like, oh shit, oh, I haven't noticed that. And when you frame it this way and you present it with a lack of context and someone doesn't necessarily even remember, they can just take it at face value. You know what that means? Their posts get to blow up some more through dragging you through the mud. Yeah, people are out there for themselves, man. You can see how they can be incentivized to want to do that shit. Does this mean it's okay? No, of course not. I'm just trying to make you understand why some behavior happens. It's very important to know the why. When you understand the why, we can navigate things properly. A lot more properly.
Whether you choose to believe them is up to you guys. All I can say is, obviously, for me, that was never the intent, ever. I would also really much like to talk to Candybug as well, to be honest, and just apologize if any of my actions did cause unwarranted harm her way, because it's just not fair. And I say that multiple times.
I don't think it came from you.
Go through that, but we'll see.
And lots of accusations of
It's just a bunch of woke, extreme woke, to be specific, extreme woke individuals that found a pipeline where they can finally just dumped all the anger and all the and grandstand and get that hit they needed through this. Maybe you gave it publicity. This is where let's just say you might have played a role, but I feel like it's not necessarily your responsibility, because people were gonna know about that anyway, because that's how big it was. So yeah, maybe some people that happen to also be extremely woke happen to be in your community. But you know, you see, like, the more you think about it, like, Bran, he can't control his own audience's behavior, especially make them go to this extreme unless they were extreme in the first place. So yeah, I wouldn't put this on Bran at all.
racism because of what I said about Nutlan.
So this was the part about racism where a lot of people seem to think that I was the reason for her getting hate about racism because of what I said about the whole Veressa and Yansan situation. But she says here herself, dude, the reason why she was getting called racist was something entirely different. If you give it a listen, hold on. It was like, yeah, people out here getting fucking... It was an entirely different topic, apparently. Insane. My God.
Similarly, I have gotten lots of accusations of racism because of what I said about Nutlan, specifically about thinking a gladiator plotline would have worked better than the canon plot. I think...
Which I agreed with her to an extent, actually, and I do not think that... I'll just let it play. There's a lot to get through here. Racism for that? I thought it was just a really bad take, to be honest. I would not have put racism in there. It was just a really shitty plot idea because we'd already basically been through what she wanted. What she wanted Natlan to be was Raiden Shogun 2.0. That would have been boring as fuck. But I didn't see anything racist about it. I think people are stretching that one, maybe.
Ultimately, for me,
I disagree, but then again, it's a matter of perspective, taste, and opinions here. So, like, I'm not saying it's a shit take here. Because here's the thing: I feel like when you tell someone's you have a shit take because of their preference and what would have been ideal to them, I think that's not how you apply the term shit take. That's not a take because it's not based on facts or anything. It's just a preference. And when you consider the war, like it's supposed to be the goddess of war and the land of war, it makes sense. You know, in that extent, yeah, sure, whatever. We can expect that. Like, I think that's for the most part where a lot of individuals expected from that land. It wasn't necessarily the case. It's not a big deal, but hey, don't expect me to play it though. I'm just saying. But shitting on someone for suggesting something that most people thought was gonna be the thing to be expected from Natlan. I don't know, why would you want to shit on them for that? Like, that's just their opinion. That's what I think a lot of us thought was gonna happen anyway. So, yeah.
Me, this comes
Let 'em
down
have
to
it.
war not working as a divine ideal in concept, which is something I also said in the video, because gladiators was the first thing that came to mind as a way that an archon
Yeah, something like Septimons.
war, just as the other archons uphold their ideals.
Yeah, I think I had the same idea, to be fair, before Natlan came out. I literally
There it is. There it is. Yeah. So why are we calling her saying that it should have had wars and stuff a shit take?
thought the same thing as her. For anybody that knows my content and has been watching me, I said the exact same thing. I imagined the Stadium of Sacred Flame as this gladiatorial style arena, and when we learned about all the other stuff, that kind of stereotype like washed away, right? Because we got more developed information and more developed lore.
Because that was one of the points I agree with her. I think like Natlan could have been, the Archon entertains herself with watching people fight, etc. Somewhat like Inazuma, true, but why not? Fuck it, just have it happen again. Who cares?
But I
This
thought
one,
it was
at least
a
it
Colosseum
clicks.
type thing, especially when we got the teasers for Natlan. Because the Stadium of Sacred Flame with like Capitano and stuff as well, combat and stuff was being held like a Colosseum-esque thing.
This idea had nothing to do with the race or culture of the characters from Natlan, but I can see how it might have come off that way. And again, I'm sorry for that.
Sure, whatever you say, girl.
I give total grace here, bro. Like, again, there's some things in the video where she doubles down on, and this is, I would say, one of them, but I definitely see where she's coming from with this one. I can see it 100%. Maybe, again, it's just because I had a similar opinion, but even without that, I don't... Or maybe it's just because I'm not part of the culture that was affected by it as well, to be honest. I personally didn't take that as a racist statement, even in the OG React.
A lot of the Natlan
Like I said, people are
No, she implied racism. We're not sure it actually is racism. To me, they just replaced a lolly with a big booba girl pole. But besides that, she's obviously implying racism there, like 99% sure.
by this, but when you go watch the original React, you will see I actually agreed with quite a few different parts of that video from beginning, middle to end. It wasn't just, a hit takedown piece of destroy this person's career before it begins. That was never, ever the intent.
Of course.
That is...
It's all business. It's all business. It's a very viral video. Us creators are gonna, especially personality creators, are gonna react and give our opinions on the matter, especially for commentary. It is what it is. It is what it is. Commentary channels are gonna talk about that video. That's gonna happen. Or they're gonna talk about what's happening right now due to the sentiment in the streets because of that video. That's it. Like, it's all business. Like, why are we hating on Bran for just doing his job?
What's going around?
stuff,
So.
and also the stuff I said about Nefer must be viewed in
Wouldn't say racism, but definitely stereotypes. Stereotypes of what though? What did we? I was genuinely trying hard to process this. I guess this is a post analysis of Natlan, not before. I'm trying to think of what I thought of before Natlan was even out and stuff, and then just purely based off visuals, and we met like maybe one or two people that had ever even been. I'm gonna let this play for a second while I blow my nose, but I'm gonna be muted. So to Natlan, one of them was fucking Lieben. Then I did think it was gonna be like a Colosseum-esque type thing with dragons and shit. But I guess if this is a post-analytical discussion about Natlan after we learn everything and what people were there to do and stand for, then I guess I can see the stereotype thing, but I don't know. It depends on how hard people are going at her on Twitter for it, because I feel like that, compared to the Linnea thing, is like... That could be misinterpreted. The Linnea stuff could not. The Linnea stuff is set in stone, and that is just a dog shit take. I think she also kind of understands this, and she does also double down on the...
I think we're all with her there, with him there. Like, she... Like the Linnea thing, the Linnea from Genshin, not with Ring Waves, for people that maybe, yeah, we have a Linnea in Genshin now. She implied that she's a bit of a PDF. She gives PDF vibes because she likes basically furries, which is just, why would you even think that? Why would you imply that? Like, can people just appreciate cute stuff? Especially anime girls doing that is such a classic trope. Like, she was digging so much. This is why I said she screamed, she shouted for that extreme woke stuff, because she was applying some of that shit herself, her damn self. It's like, hey, you play games, you're gonna get weird results. Obviously, I'm being tame in my language over here.
Linnea stuff, to which I'm like, I vehemently disagree with pretty much all of the stuff that she said about Linnea, because it seemed like a lot of headcanons that were projected as truths to the game, basically.
They're not even headcanons. That's just a weird proposition and a weird thing to think when you see an anime girl going crazy over cute stuff. Like, I'm watching Hero X. I'm watching Hero X. There's this cat, this little cute cat, that a person calls it his son. The owner of the cat calls him his son. So is that weird because they happen to adopted a pet that they consider their children, like most people do? Is that weird? Oh, the girls are going crazy over wanting to pet it and find it cute and stuff. Is that weird too? It's like, what are we doing here? Oh, the Melusines are supposed to be people now. No, they're not. They're supposed to be respected, sure, but the whole anime cute trope thing is gonna still apply to them because they are made to be cute. Their design is supposed to be cute. It's like, damn, what are we saying over there?
But her doubling down on it just means she believes in what she says at the end of the day, right? And did I get a little bit emotional during that? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I did. Not I guess, because that's just pushing it off. I did.
Based.
And is it just pixels on a screen? Should I be that bothered? Probably not, to be honest.
I like this guy.
That's why I say it's just not that deep. But at the same time, I think the other stuff that she said could definitely affect real people, about like the portraying a character on the autism spectrum and then calling her actions creepy and stuff when that's what people with autism actually do. That's a different ballgame entirely, which can't really be misinterpreted, right? Or maybe it can, but I find it hard to misinterpret.
Why are people throwing autism at everything nowadays? Is it just me? What does autism have to do with this? All these words and stuff. Like, what are we talking about? I thought autism makes you a little socially awkward and stuff. I thought that's what that was. What is her being hyperactive and wanting to have a normal human reaction once you see cuteness? That's just me, though. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's not a normal human reaction. But for me personally, when I see a cat or I see a baby or I see a dog, I don't know. I feel a little something. I feel like a different me starts to take over, and me being very playful. And I just want to buy them things, and I just want to give them snacks, and I want to pet them. I just want to. Anyway.
The Notlan stuff and also the stuff.
Am I nuts? I think I'm nuts. Let me know in the comments if I'm nuts, Chad. Or is it? I know I ain't the only one. Come on now, guys. Especially the guys. Come on now. I mean, I'm already showcasing it's normal. Like, let's just own it, for fuck's sake.
Nefer must be viewed in a
We
historical
don't have to be cold all the time.
context. Like at the end of the last video, I made kind of an offhand comment about how Nefer's plot about receiving discriminatory treatment by the academia kind of falls flat for me. And I realized after seeing a bunch of comments about that too that I should have explained myself more.
Yeah, so this one is, I'll let the video explain the majority of this, by the way. I'm probably going to shut the fuck up for a while soon because I do go through it in this quite a bit, but I guess I'll give more context where it's necessary because I definitely did, like I say, get confused a lot during this.
I wasn't intending to imply that people with pale skin don't experience racism. That's of course something that happens a lot.
I never thought that personally. I didn't think that's what she was trying to get across. I don't think.
But Nefer comes from an area in the game where mostly people with tanner skin live. And I know that it's implied that she's not actually from there, but I think the point still stands. In Nefer's story, she gets a chance to study at the academia, but she quickly notices that the assignments that she's been given are easier than her peers. It's obvious from the context clues here that the school sees her as less intelligent because of where she's from. This is based in real life, of course. People of minoritized races, especially black and brown people, have been historically perceived as less intelligent than fair-skinned people.
Now, the part that you're about to hear is from, and I say this, I'm a person that is very, I don't know everything, and I'm very aware that I don't know everything.
Oh,
I
me too,
try
man.
not as much as possible to speak on
I feel like the best way to approach life is to always say, I don't know everything. You're better off.
things that I have no idea about, right? I am a person that likes to become more educated, and I feel like that's
me too,
the
man,
reason
me
why
too.
I love doing these kind of think pieces, because I don't know everything, and I'm not trying to, you know, prove things as fact or fiction. I'm just out here giving my thoughts and opinions and learning with you guys on the way, and that's why I...
Not gonna lie, this boy is pretty based, man. The more I hear him, pretty based, man.
I like
Some
doing
cool
these
shit.
reactions so much, but yeah.
Countless examples of these groups having their intelligence and humanity undermined through incredibly racist propaganda. It's the fact that they chose...
Is that a thing that happens in the real world? This is, again, I want to make this very clear, by the way. This is coming from an incredibly privileged white man perspective, okay?
Okay.
And I'm very much aware of that.
Okay.
Is it a thing in different cultures where schools will make it easier for people of different, like, ethnicities and stuff because they deem them as less intelligent? Yes, it's a thing that happens in real life. Yes, personally, no. Well, I don't mean necessarily for you personally, like, responding to this in chat. I just mean, like, in the world, I guess.
Yeah.
It does, unfortunately. They also do this with disabled people. See, I know that they do, like, special ed classes, like, even in the UK, right? It's like a specialized version of education. But typically, from what I knew about in the UK, that was because... like the people that would be involved in that is people that actually had learning difficulties,
Yes.
not people of a different ethnicity or race. Or
I think what happens in my experience where I come from is that people are just a little more patient for people that, let's just say, are known to not be good at school. But that's just because of their grades. You know, there's like the teacher tend to be a little bit more patient because it's their job at people that are not doing the best at school. But I feel like I've never Never observed, and we had black people too. Like I've never observed them having anything different. Maybe because I come from a non-racist place, but I know that for where I come from, we did have racism against black people, or at least people would. Some people would think less of black people, for example, and they will call them names and stuff. But I've never seen. So that's like textbook racism, but I've never seen like that extreme racism you see. You know what I mean? Where like people are just disgusted, they don't want to talk to them, or they have to go through school different, etc. Like we don't have that. I've never seen that ever. So there's a little bit of racism that may ruffle some people's feathers, but I like how the black folk actually take that. Like they just take that in the chin. They don't necessarily care. They're like, this guy's stupid. It's not. Are you gonna hurt me or do anything to me because of this? Like, am I gonna have any social debuff because of that? No. All right, then I just don't give a shit. Yeah, for whatever. You want to grandstand with your skin color somehow? You go ahead and have it, bitch. Huge shout out to the black folk over where I come from, man.
Like I guess like physical disability, but I'm from the UK. It's a very different place to a lot of other areas of the world. So just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? Necessarily, but it was because people genuinely just needed a different environment to learn in. Special ed is different. Okay, now I am getting confused then, but that's fair. So that is a different. Like I say, I'm not perfect. I do learn as I go.
No, special ed is obviously different. What she's suggesting here, I think, was happening before, but I don't think it's happening now. As I've never heard of a place in the world that does this, but let's see.
Because like in my head, what I always imagined, and again, coming from a very privileged place, what I always imagined...
I'm not from a privileged place. I feel like that's just education 101. I'm from a third world country.
If there was racial discrimination on people's smartness, I guess in my head, I always deemed it as something that they would not make easier because they wouldn't want people that they deem inferior like completing it, right? Yeah, I worded this pretty badly. What I mean is, if there were racial discrimination on education, I really would have thought it would have been the opposite way around. I wouldn't have thought, for example, if someone went to a very, I'm going to use black and white terms here. So if someone went to a very white area, right, and they were black and they were deemed as less smart and inferior as a race, which is ridiculous, of course. But if that was the case, I would have thought that the people in power, the white people, you can reverse the roles as well. It works the same either way.
It's what she was suggesting Genshin has done. That's what she was suggesting.
Would have made things harder for the other race so that they couldn't pass and they would forever be lower. For some reason in my head, I always thought that would be the case instead of them making it easier so that they could pass and like merge with society a bit more. But I think I go on to explain why I think it's just fucking movie brain rot, to be honest. I don't know. I think that's just a very movie brained take from me. You know it's what you see in movies. It's not how it happens in the real world. That's what you see in the movies.
True.
I should just let myself fucking talk. Not necessarily what happens in real life, I guess. Or maybe it did back in the day, but not now. I don't know.
Undermined through incredibly racist propaganda. It's the fact that they chose Nefer as the character to experience this story out of all the people who live in the desert who have darker skin is what makes it fall flat for me.
Well, sure. Okay, I get that. But wasn't the point because Nefer...
I love how he stopped himself from pausing there and let himself talk.
Nefer did have fair skin. Like that was the point, wasn't it? It was at this part that I started to get genuinely pretty confused by what the like perceived problem was. Or is that her problem? Because the desert dwellers, as they call them, are typically of darker complexion.
Yes.
And Nefer was the odd one out. Is she saying her problem is it should have been done the other way around? Like
yeah, there it is. Thank you. That's what her problem was. Yes. And we all know it.
Watchers or the forest people.
And to a good degree, I did agree with that. When I heard it, to a good degree, yeah, sure, that's not how real life works. You should probably portray how things work in real life because the reality is white people are not the one that have, pale-skinned individuals are not the ones that have been suffering because of it. So, yeah, that just doesn't make sense. Like, just have it like real life. That pain is attached to this particular skin color. Just leave it that, all right? Because like you're basically, it's a very painful thing, right? It's a very painful thing. It's best to always stay true to history on this one because you will ruffle a lot of feathers if you try to take away the pain from the people that it was actually done to and try to make it about the people that were actually inflicting the pain. Because this is fiction and this matters a lot to people. It really does. It doesn't necessarily matter to me personally, but I gotta respect it because I understand the pain and how it can be like. I had a little bit of it because I do come from African descent, but I never had it to that extent. And even to the small extent I had it, you know, it feels, a little, just a little sting. But considering for others and how big things were against them, I'm pretty sure the pain is really, really there.
There should have
So
been
you
a
just respect
person
him,
in
man.
the forest that went to the desert because of racial discrimination. Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, it's why I use ninja and not the N-word. I can easily say the N-word. I used to back in the day. The reason why I stopped is because, well, I was in a third world country. I didn't know it was a bad thing because I just heard rappers say it and everyone say it. No one cares about the N-word. No, most people around me when I was younger, people spoke even less English than now. No one really knew what the fuck that even meant. But then growing up and me getting more westernized, I came to know that the N-word is a no-no word, and this is what it means. I thought, like, why the hell? Because I didn't care about racism to the point where I was like, what was it then? Why are black people saying it? If we're all the same, why the hell are y'all saying it? But then you hear about the history and what it means, why the N-word is now basically a shield that is always being pushed ahead to, let's just say, fight against the pain that was being inflicted before. I'm like, you know what? Sure, I don't need no shield because I'm privileged. I don't come from that particular background, so all right, y'all can have it. I'll use the free-to-play version, Ninja. That's the way I say it. It sounds the same, but just not as punchy. Because the problem is that the N-word was so ingrained in my dictionary because I grew up watching African American culture. The N-word was so ingrained in my English, to be specific, that I'm like, fuck. What am I to do? I started having difficulties not saying it. Then I was like, all right, you know what? Ninjas be like, all right, that kind of works. And what helped me a lot is that I've seen black people apply ninja, because even some black people think, the N-word can be a little too punchy, and they use ninjas too. And shouts out to those people. They really have helped me easily convert the too aggressive street African American lingo I've developed and made it a lot better. So you shout out to y'all, man.
Right.
You guys fixed my dictionary. You guys fixed my English, baby.
Representation.
Hell
I think that's
yeah.
fair. I do think that's very fair. I've always thought that was kind of a fair thing, to be honest. I think she wants Nefer to be dark skinned. I don't think that's what she's saying, because I don't think it would have made sense still. I think what she's saying is, instead of it being a pale person, get an outcast by. I think I can put this in a better words now. I'll still let it play out so you get the full context. But I think she just wanted kind of not necessarily a role reversal situation, but a depiction of
reality,
kind of
real life,
the typical race behavior that is
history. That's what happened. You just stay true to history.
More akin to what actually happened in real life, so that POC's actually got better representation, even of the bad, not necessarily just the good, right? Because it's very important to. It's very important to kind of talk about history, how it happened and stuff. And this is a game at the end of the day, so it's not necessarily as egregious as like rewriting history in real life, of course. But I think it's important to learn the bad side of your history, so that things don't repeat in the future. Darker skinned people, she would rather it be the other way around, where it's more equal to what happened in the past in real life, right? Maybe I also explained it really badly then, to be honest. I've got a fucking cloudy brain this past couple of days. I'm not going to cap, bro. That's how I take this anyway, unless I'm taking this completely wrong. You don't think that's what she said? Even now, I still could be. If anybody in the YouTube comments genuinely wants to kind of educate me more on what her problem is here, or if she wants to herself, I would be so happy to hear it. Listen, hold on.
This is based in real life.
Hey, let's see, man. Who knows? She might have a pinned comment or something. Nah, she's not checking out comments or anything. Smart move. If I were her, I would probably do the same.
Especially black and brown people, have been historically perceived as less intelligent than fair-skinned people. There are countless examples of these groups having their intelligence and humanity undermined through incredibly racist propaganda. It's the fact that they chose Nefer as the character to experience this story. I
actually say a lot of the reason why I'm pretty in the dark about all of these situations is because in the UK, they don't really teach us about the bad stuff that we did as a country.
Well, why would they?
They don't teach us about the colonization and all of that shit and what we did to other people, you know? So you kind of have to learn that through other people, and you never get the full story. In history class, we basically learned about all the bad shit that the US did, Hiroshima and Nagasaki and stuff.
Well, of course, it's not us, so yeah, of course, you should know what those motherfuckers did. There's good guys and bad guys, and we're always going to be the good guys.
That was like one of the main things.
That applies to, I feel like, every country's education, because that's just the smart thing to do, like, duh.
And then very recent history, and then it went all the way back to, like, I'm talking freaking Cuban Missile Crisis, and and then like Egyptian mythology and stuff. It went all the way back there. So it's like we don't learn about this stuff. I have to learn about this stuff throughout life. It's just the way that it goes.
All the people who live in the desert who have
It's what makes life interesting, man. It's what makes the journey so good, is that you start to realize that there are a lot of things at play that were unbeknownst to you, and you're like, God damn, and it expands your vision of everyday life. It's a beautiful thing, man. I like that stuff.
Is what makes it fall flat for me.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I feel like if they'd have picked someone like Dea, for example, it wouldn't have really made as much sense, because I feel like the point of it was, like, one of the reasons she was discriminated against is because she had pale skin. If they'd have picked someone that was more tan that did fit in with the rest of the desert people, it wouldn't have made as much sense, right? Which is
True.
why I'm like, what would the alternative be? Like a role reversal?
Well, not do that particular plot line. Just don't do it like that. There's a lot of stories you can tell. Just don't do it like that. That's the only solution.
It would have been like a darker skinned person in the
Sure,
forest
of course.
section of Sumeru.
I don't mind what
That
they
got
did with
discriminated
Nefer.
against. I don't know. I don't fully understand this point, but I think that's just my misunderstanding, I guess. Yeah, and this is why I keep saying it's like I'm not perfect. I definitely don't understand the full situation. It is one of those cases as well where it was quite clearly put forward that the people of the desert were already pretty discriminated against, right, from the people of the forest, and that Nefer was, I guess it kind of happened twice to her. Like she got, what's the word? Like, I can't think. Like expelled to the desert and then also expelled back. It's like she just got the fucking wrong end of the stick both times, which kind of sucks. I don't know. All the desert people are discriminated against. It wasn't just Nefer. She was just the only one. Yeah, I mean, this is like a case of with Sumeru. It's discrimination versus like inside discrimination, right? It's like freaking a dream within a dream by proxy. Every single desert. I was gonna say, oh, maybe that didn't happen actually. Maybe she wasn't in the forest first. I can't remember timelines of that happening, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Well, it is already discriminated against. 1000%. Like that is kind of the whole
Sumeru,
plot.
actually, comes to think of it.
Well, not the whole plot, but it's a very big undertone to the entirety of the Sumeru arc, right? I'd say
Or
it is.
instead, rather,
This is another clip now, moving on to something different. Again, I really don't think she was. I don't think the YouTuber was racist in what she was saying.
No,
personally.
no.
I didn't see that, at least. Maybe other people did.
She's not racist at all. She just has an issue with what may be racism from Hoyoverse due to the lack of portrayal for, IRL stuff to in-game. Should they have done it like real life? Yeah, sure. I think it's the safer thing to do. And again, like you don't want to take away from people suffering. Do I have an issue with it? Nah, not really. I would have preferred it to be like that. But if it works, it works. It's fine.
look most interesting.
Because I feel like the more I disregard skin color, the better off I am. I don't like to keep paying attention to skin color. I'm tired of that stuff. I'm tired. I'll be honest, man. I think race is a tiresome thing. I like the whole point is for us to be united as individuals, regardless of everything. I'm trying to apply that. I hate it when I'm reminded, and I feel like I have to revert back to patch 1.0 when someone is being racist. That just annoys the fuck out of me. I'm like, well, here we go. I gotta play the game in the past update. Fuck.
Or best communicate who the character.
But again, to put it out like my main thing here,
I like
not the
2.0
main thing,
update.
important thing for me is a lot of people saying that I called her racist and caused this. That was just literally just never the case. And even by her own volition here, she literally said it was a different situation. Didn't even mention the Varesa Yansan situation for the racist.
You know what's funny? The more I think about it now, the more I'm thinking out loud. I feel like this degree of wokeness is literally getting in the way of progress. Is it just me? It's allowing racism to persist. I feel like we can all recognize racism when we see it, but I feel like when you make it an even bigger deal in certain instances when it's not, you're just perpetuating that disgusting thing. You know what I mean? Like I want it's like a fart that you're shutting down the windows for. You know what I mean? Like can we let it float in the air and disappear? I'd appreciate it if we could.
Comments that she was getting from other people, so I don't know where people got that from other than just an out of context clip.
Or instead, they do what they did to Seat Lolly recently and just reduce her to a childish simp who gets jealous.
Just so I can give a bit of context here, I think I did just forget to add this. Again, you can go watch the Twitch one if you want. I think this was in reference to characters being designed with less character details on their outfits. That's
not it.
It's basically choosing to give a character a less designed outfit to make them more fan servicey. So she had the option of, for example, here.
Well, not less designed. You mean more revealing is what you're saying.
I don't even think she used this option, but Marionette Sandrone with the skirt, right? The dress, they shortened it. But then also people like Columbina with basically just outright bare legs. I had the original take of like, for me personally, fan service is less of just the bare legs because it does nothing for me, and it's more so the intricate details.
Isn't that something? Based. I feel like as guys, and a lot of guys can follow up attack with me on this one. I feel like as guys, considering with just how much nudity we've been hit with, and I don't mean full nude, I just mean like you know, legs, cleavage, all that. I feel like we're developing a certain degree of immunity to its shock. Because back in the day, I would see girls wearing shorts. I'd be like, Lord have mercy, bacon, damn. But now it's like, oh, snap. I can see the hairs. She didn't do a good job shaving them off. Damn. Oh, I can see the veins in them, bitch. Damn, look at them legs. They got veins on them. Mine veiny? You know, there's not that attractive appeal. I feel like it, you know, we grew kind of cold because of our 2D anime baddies, man.
Fuck with that. But she was talking about that in
Or maybe I'm becoming gay. Which one do you guys think, man?
this clip, and then it went on to this conversation.
Traveler hangs out with other
But
people.
let me go back. So I think that was it. I'm pretty sure that was it. It's a 5-minute video of hers. You can go and watch that as well.
Who the character is.
10.
Or instead, they do what they did to Seat Lolly recently and just reduce her to a childish simp who gets jealous when the traveler hangs out with other people. If that
Oh, come on. We're not doing that. We're not doing this, bro. We're not doing this. We are not, bro. That has been a thing since Lolly was introduced as a goddamn character, by the way. So this is where I start to kind of get a little emotional, I guess, or like my voice starts to get more
I got emotional on that part too.
expressive. I still really don't think it's been hateful. It's just kind of putting all your eggs in one basket for character development, I guess. A recent thing. I actually think it's a very endearing thing about Sitlali, and I don't think it reduces her to a traveler simp. I think it shows a lot of her and that she cares. She being like this. She was born this way, bro.
that's your thing, that's completely fine. We don't.
You just said it's not, though, no?
Yeah, because girls shouldn't show that much interest on guys, because that's lowering themselves. Yeah, just like guys shouldn't load themselves to know B. Yeah, you're supposed to be the man, the alpha. Yeah, boy.
Am I crazy?
Or skin, rather than what would look most interesting or best communicate who the
Can a ninja just show affection? Can a bee just show affection? Like, damn. Can we do that? Like, when has showing emotion become a debuff? It's like people are using this new defense mechanism that they have developed to shield themselves from the possible hurt that may come from showing interest to someone that may not reciprocate, and are trying to make it the norm to validate their approach to life now. No, that's you. Stop trying to apply that stuff to me and take advantage of my pain and make me become like you. Get out of my face. I'm tougher than you are. Period. That's right. I said it. Think about this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. You're avoiding the fight. You're avoiding the hurt. Does that sound tough to you? No. Tough is being a damn tank. I don't know about you, but I want to be a goddamn tank. Figure of speech, you know. I don't necessarily want to be a big ass tank. I'm watching my diet and stuff. But I want to be an emotional tank. I do. I feel like that's where true strength lies. And so if I have emotion for someone, my friend, family, love interest, whatever, I'm gonna let them know what's up. And if I were to take the L, I'll just take the L. You want to know why? Because I'm a man. Because I'm a person. Because I ain't no bee. That's right. Yeah. I take that cow by the horn. Uh-huh. We fight. We warriors. I'm a warrior.
Yeah, that was it. So I don't know why the fucking video player keeps doing this. I'm so sorry. It was basically, yeah, they remove the character details so they show more skin instead of adding details to the character design that would make them more interesting and show what the character's all about.
Or instead, they do what they did to Seat Lolly recently and just reduce her to a childish simp who gets jealous when the traveler hangs out with other people.
I think that's one part of a very broad personality that Sitlali actually has, though. She's grandma at the end of the day.
That's your thing. That's completely fine. We don't have to agree on this.
I don't know why I brought up the grandma thing. I think I go into way more detail in a minute. That makes so much more sense.
I just find it frustrating.
Yeah, I'm
knowing that
confused
Hoyo
too.
can write very interesting characters, but decides that writing stuff like this is more important.
So, respectfully, because again, I do want to give credit where credit's due. This is just an opinion on you don't like one aspect of a character and it takes over that entire character for you. Again, trying to give credit where credit's due the entire time. Even in the original reaction, it was pretty chill like this. It wasn't like it really wasn't like a hit piece or anything. There was a lot of things that I agreed with, a lot of things I disagreed with. I can't help the clips that are getting taken out of context. And again, even if you watch the full 2-hour reaction and come to the conclusion that I am a dickhead for doing it, then I'm more okay with that than you just seeing random clips that people are spreading around with the agenda to kind of defame me for some reason. I really don't understand it. But yeah, this is one of those situations where I have no ill will towards the creator at all. I would quite happily get on a call with Candybug and just like hash this stuff out in general. You know, apologize.
That won't matter to people. See, here's the thing. That doesn't matter to those people. It doesn't. Like, you're just a means to an end. All you're gonna do if you are to get in a call with her, etc., is basically take away the bullet from their chamber and it's gonna move on to their next prey. That's all they're gonna do. They're never gonna stop. They don't want to stop. It's to their benefit to not stop. I said there's an incentive for them to do that. It's not like an emotional reaction to what you did. No, they're just using you for content, really.
Is that if my reaction specifically to her video did cause ill will, which I'm sure it did, to be honest. I can't control everybody. All I can do is, just like at the start of this video...
Yeah, I'm glad he can also see that, because I said so before, and I'm glad he's saying it too.
In general, I always say, like, brigading other people's channels, it just looks bad on me. Don't fucking do that shit.
True, 100%. Like, you're just giving me a bad name. But see, that's the thing. People are willing to use your name and hide behind it to excuse their shit behavior. They do that with our video games. They do that with creators. They do that all the time. It's super pathetic. It's super annoying.
It's just...
Shit, they didn't even do that with sentiments. Like, they just see a sentiment. They're like, oh, I can hide behind that one. But like wokeness, like extreme wokeness, for example, as we see right here.
Embarrassing. Genuinely.
They're capitalizing on the people that are emotionally triggered because of their extreme wokeness to make content for them. Like, it's people taking advantage of people and people taking advantage of a current sentiment. Like, so much going on.
If I watch a video and I don't like the opinions, and then my community goes over to go as far as sending...
But it all goes back to individualism. You will notice that it all goes back to each and every individual at play. That's what's so fascinating about this, isn't it?
Threats, that looks horrible on me. Like, don't do that shit. I don't want you to do that. It's not healthy. I can only say that so many times, bro. It's like me reducing Tainari to a mushroom picker in the forest, and oh my god, they could have done so much
forgot about him.
Instead of making him a mushroom taster in the forest, bro. Like, oh my god, he could have done so much. They could have done so much with Kole, bro, instead of just making it like fairgrounds in the manga. Oh my god. They could have done so much with a Yakura instead of just making her a dancer in a pond with the socks on, bro. Like, if you just hyper-focus on one aspect of a character, it's kind of on you, I think.
Of course.
Citlali had a lot of character development and a lot more to do with the major plot and the Traveler than just being a little bit of a Traveler simp. Yeah, you could even argue, like, with Citlali, she's just a drunk, right? And that's it. Ignore the Traveler stuff. Oh, she's just a drunk. She doesn't do anything else. Oh, she just likes reading. She doesn't do anything else. Yeah, Miko. Okay. Oh, she just likes books. Like, you can do that for every character. It doesn't mean that's all the character has to offer, though.
No, I do not hate revealing designs in principle, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not attracted to women. There are plenty of revealing designs that...
This was a very weird thing originally that I thought, to be honest. Like, I was never under the impression that Wallace is a chick.
No, he's not.
Or is it just a revealing design? I haven't played that Pokemon, so I don't know. What I was saying though, sorry, is yeah, a lot of people are just like she hates women, and it's I never really got the impression that she hated women. It was just, I guess maybe just a bad coincidence with everything that she was saying coming to.
What he's failing to say is hoes mad. He just can't put the words, but hoes mad is what he's trying to say. That's what he noticed.
Together in the middle to meet and cause people to think that, but I don't know. I never really got that impression. It was just misplaced arguments, I felt like, at least in my original reaction.
I think are really beautiful and well done. And I myself enjoy dressing in cute little outfits, as you can see by the Sona design that I made that everyone hated. Again, it's partly about agency, like I
Why did people even do that, by the way? I feel like that's so fucking cringe. Hold on. Let me see this again. Even
and
after
I myself
the fact.
enjoy
This was 4 days ago, so it's probably because of the video that she got hate for that.
In cute little outfits, as you can see by the Sona design that I made that everyone hated. Again, it's partly about agency, like I said earlier. I can choose to represent myself how I want.
I was laughing more there because I felt like that was kind of inserted as like a comedic little bit, to be honest. It felt funnier then than it does now.
And this design is actually pretty close to how I dress in real life. But I
think that's fine.
Present myself how I want, and this design is actually.
This looks fine. It kind of got Cheska's leggings
going
on. Which
people just like to hate.
I'm
man.
never the fan of like odd legs. It's weird, or at least like heavily odd legs. But this design genuinely just looks. It looks so normal, bro. It just looks fine, I guess. But
that's cute. I
like
the design, man.
It's cute, but it's pixels exactly. I mean, they're all pixels, bro. All of this is about pixels. It should never be this deep. Some people are also taking that clip out of context. Now that I remember.
Based. Also, how the fuck are they taking it out of context? It's so blatant. What are we talking about? How?
Remember saying that me saying they're all pixels, it should never be that deep, is me talking about the death threats specifically.
At this point, y'all are just trying very hard, man. Y'all are trying very, very hard. And once you recognize that they are trying very hard, you have to ask the question why. And the why is, again, very simple. They need to grandstand on someone or something to feel better about themselves, or use you for content for their own benefit. And they're actively trying to find tools and ways to do that. It's pathetic.
And saying that, like, oh my god, like, basically defended the people that said the death threats for some reason. Again, I don't know how many times I can freaking say this, bro, but I feel like that's just so obviously not what this was about. This was about her original video that I reacted to, and me saying, they're all pixels, it's not that deep, to the things about Linnea and stuff. I thought that was very obvious. Clearly it's not, and clearly I gotta be more obvious myself about that.
I think Bran is being very sweet here. I really do. I do. For this one, like, it's so blatant and obvious. Like, if you think otherwise, you're actively doing it on purpose. You're just being stupid. Like, we all know it.
Close to how I dress in real life. But I have also had people coming after me for not taking...
Because it's the power of framing. See, if they were to frame it different, and I can take anything and frame it differently, you might have a different idea of what it is, considering the framing I presented you with. It's called poisoning the well. It is something that we have seen with Professor Pokey back in the day. That what we see in the gacha space and in the art of the gacha war is that.
Fan service into account when it comes to the male characters, because I
haven't done that in a bit.
Lowen. First off, I wrote that video before all of that content came out. I basically only knew what he looked like, and I met him in Varka's quest when I wrote the script.
Okay.
He had like 3 lines in that quest.
Okay, so to preface this, her Linnea reaction and all of that, like, whole segment about Linnea was done, I think, after she did her quest. However, the stuff that she took issue with was all from the teaser posts and from I think, like a 6-second thing at the beginning of the quest where she's chasing Paimon around, I think. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty certain that's the case. So, with the fact that Lowen's teasers were also out already, and she played through Varka's quest with Lowen in it, we got a good bit of information, to be honest, about Lowen already from the teasers, that, you know, he was a fucking psychopath. We already kind of thought he was going to be a psychopath from the drip marketing. But the way, like, he literally coats his blade in poison. And but you said all this shit about Linnea when she wasn't even out yet. Like, you started off... That was my mistake. It wasn't that she wasn't even out yet. I think it was after that. It was just the wording of the video was slightly confusing. Saying that she was weird based off of the character teaser and stuff. So I think...
No, it's because she made a video about Linnea before she came out.
Hence the confusion. You can have thoughts about Lowen if you've played quests with him in it. Yeah.
The video took a long time to edit, so I couldn't keep up with all of the current content. But I also think it's important to give some more attention to the fan servicey elements of the male characters.
Sure.
Lowen enjoys combat and makes these crazy facial expressions when he fights.
Lowen is a fucking sadist, brother man. Come on now. If you're gonna be saying this shit about Linnea, bro, this motherfucker drugs people and slits their throats.
Elements of the male characters. Lowen enjoys combat.
Now, I think, and this could be my misunderstanding, to be honest, I think we already knew this about Lowen before his quest came out. Just from the teasers and character demo and stuff that were...
Yeah, that boy crazy. Yeah.
I think that's, like, on screen right now, actually. Right? Or is this from Lowen's quest, maybe? So my thing was, like, if you're gonna go as far as to, you know, insinuate that Linnea is this fetishized, like, pervert, basically, just saying Lowen likes combat and stuff feels very weak in comparison to what you said about
Indeed.
Linnea. But you could take the two as unrelated, I guess. This one did make me a little bit, you know, a little bit more energetic, but choice combat. Yeah, okay, bro. Like... You could use more aggressive words if you're going to basically imply Linnea as a pedophile at the end of the day, right? Like, you can...
Is what she was implying. We all know it.
Say, I love Lowen because he's a psychopath he's a cutthroat mercenary who drugs people.
Because this type of women, they like to read books about big werewolves that are in love with this girl, and they're doing the stuff and all that. We see, I don't know if you guys see on that Shoe on Head video where she talks about the type of plus 18, not safe for content. Some of these type of women like to consume. It's pretty weird stuff. They like this weird sadist, he's about to hurt me type of, I don't know, man. So much for consent and all the stuff that we were taught, right? It's a fetish, which is fine, but see, the problem is when you start to want more of your own fetish in the game and crap on other people's fetishes and try to grandstand on them for it because you think yours is more acceptable because what, you're a woman or something. It's like, what are we talking about?
It's quite emotionally charged, poisons people, and he's pretty fucked up. Like, but it's also not, again, anybody with a brain can see that this is not to send genuine, unwarranted hate to this person. It's just a disagreement on a character. You can say that. That's fine. I love Totori because he's so fucked up, bro. Like, it's fine to like evil characters. It is.
Crazy facial expression.
Yeah, I think I just correlated two unnecessary points there as well, to be honest. Yes, it's fine to like evil characters, but she was already very clear that she likes evil characters as well. That point is just disregard. It doesn't matter.
When he fights. A lot of Flynn's dialogue could be interpreted as flirtatious, and even if it's not, his gentlemanly personality is fan servicey too. Linny wears garters.
I guess, yeah. I've never really seen Flynn's as like a fan servicey character, but I guess, yeah.
And tights and stuff, and he also gives the Traveler a rainbow rose. Goro is a dog boy with a crop top. You can see how it's usually something different with each character, but with the women I feel like it's always the same and very surface level. She has bare legs, therefore she's fan service. She's a tsundere, therefore she's fan service. Yeah. I don't mind if a character is fan servicey in principle. I actually said in the video that I wished Escoffier was more like Lowen in terms of presentation because I thought that would have been more interesting. But
I also feel like characters like Lowen can also be fan servicey though, right? There's people out there. I also said I would rather Escoffier. Find that shit attractive as balls. Isn't like a prime example, basically Love and Deep Space, because the whole situation with that, I was like, why are people hating on all these characters and stuff? And they were like, oh, they don't like Valko because he can be seen as like aggressive and stuff. But then I asked about all the other characters, and they're like, yeah, all of these other characters are also super fucking aggressive, and some are like manipulative and abusive and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yep. Crazy to me, but it feels like kind of the, like, you do not the same, but a very similar situation here.
I wish Escoffier was more like Lowen in terms of presentation because I thought that would have been more interesting. But it gets boring to see. And just a side note, it's been brought.
Sorry, new clip here. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Okay, let's continue. I got to my drink.
Attention that someone on Twitter is pretending to be me. I genuinely cannot believe it's that serious. So.
No shot. I don't see an. Oh, I do see the account actually. Hold on. They joined July 2026. Yeah, no, it's very likely going to be a fake account. Yeah, it's a fake account. That's really fucked up, bro. I'm sorry. Nah, she don't deserve that, chat. I don't think she deserves this. Yeah, impersonation is flattering but effed up. But like I say, dude, it's not flattering. I got lost on this topic. I wanted to finish it off with something, but for some reason my brain, I'm putting it down to being sick, but it could also.
It is. I mean, you know what they say, imitation is the best type of flattery. Yeah, sure, but it's obviously not as an attempt to even imitate. It's an attempt to, you know, be mean, very mean.
It'll just be my stupid fucking brain. To that comment, impersonation's flattering but effed up. I don't think it's flattering, to be honest. I think there's a lot of stuff going around at the minute about impersonation, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I just explained why he assumed it would be fine to say it's flattering.
On this very sensitively, to be honest, but it's they're doing this with malicious intent. They're impersonating this person and posting like egregious things to harm their character. That's not okay. That's never going to be okay in any situation.
They're using their name to feel better about themselves, so they can get attention.
Anybody that's saying that it is okay and that
because it's an easy dunk on them. It's super easy, like easy farm for me to keep getting points every single day.
It's flattering. I know that the person in chat saying it's flattering didn't mean like this because they're saying it's fucked up as well, but it's also
just, some people have a need to be mean. I noticed that too. They just have that need, and so they just need for avenues to do that. They look for them, or they create them.
Do that to somebody ever. It's quite evil, to be honest. It's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you can have a differing opinion, and you can think someone's opinion is outright dog shit. Yeah, so I wanted to follow that up with this part. I was going to be like, yeah, you can have a different opinion of someone and think their opinion is fucking terrible, like the Linnea one, without going as far as to sending things like death threats or impersonating them and trying to ruin their fucking life, bro. It's an opinion on a video game. Like, yes, it might bleed into real life a little bit with some of the opinions. It's still not deep enough to warrant all of this shit that she's getting. Like, I thought that a vast majority, but for some reason I got totally off topic here already of that video. I felt like maybe the previous video, maybe the first 10-15 minutes were actually like well articulated. Even the bads, there was a lot of negatives in there that were really well articulated. Wrong choice of words. I didn't really mean well articulated, I don't think. I just meant well thought through. Articulated is different. The whole video was pretty well articulated, to be honest. She did a really good job at articulating.
No, she did a good job. Presentation was pretty good.
I guess what I was trying to say is the first part of the video felt more... it's so weird, dude. It
nice
felt
critiquing.
More like... actual existing problems with the game, you know.
There it is. Yeah. So he had she had us in the first half. She had us in the first half. We started getting to the second half. I'm there like, girl, what you doing? Well, calm down now. I was like, goddamn, like there's some hoes mad. There's a lot of hoes mad going on over there.
Oh, like the domain time locks and stuff. That
in that extreme wokeness crap.
Pretty much would be a net positive for everybody if they fixed.
Yeah.
And it slowly went into headcanons and their opinion on very specific things. Which again, looking at it now, dude, after all the backlash she got, it's still not warranted for the backlash. But I can understand why people disagree with a lot of the things that she was saying. I can understand that. The two can exist at the same time. Then it kind of just took a deep dive into this is my headcanon and this is why it's wrong. And it kind of just stayed there for the rest of the video. That's what I don't like. I feel like if you're going to start a video with a very objective mindset, you can't. And again, I use the word objective and subjective here, and I don't even necessarily mean objective and subjective. I just couldn't really think of the right words, but
it's fine. People get tired.
And I can't stray off the deep end and go full subjective, full force at the end there, right? When I went through this stage myself, dude, when I just honed in on all the things that I hated about the game, and I spoke about it like they were facts that everybody wanted changed, clearly wasn't the case. Yeah. There was a lot of people in the community that had comment, and they're like, I actually think the reason why I was so chill for the most part with the react to her video is because I saw myself in how she's kind of making this video now. Not myself right now, but myself when I was going through a very severe burnout, and I feel like people rightfully called me out for being very, very pessimistic and not giving grace to, you know, the devs or the players that just didn't really care that much about things being changed. Like now, people like to, for some reason, again, spin this narrative that I never criticize the game, which, if you've watched me for even 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you will see that I criticize the game when it's needed. Of course I do. The fucking skip button thing was an absolute joke. Like, yeah, we got something great, but I always criticize Hoyo when it's necessary.
And talent materials locked for specific days. That too. But skip button is more important.
Always typically give half-assed fixes to things that just cause more problems later down the line.
Yes.
For some reason, there's this narrative that I just don't criticize Hoyo, and it's not that I don't criticize them. It's that I've gone from never criticizing them on YouTube to only criticizing them on YouTube.
That's
so finally now, for the past like year-ish, having an actually balanced, healthy mindset of, I am going to enjoy what this game is bringing to me, while also criticizing the things that I think could be better for the entire community.
Yes.
And but I'm not going to go into it expecting that my criticism, lowly fucking YouTuber over here, who they probably don't really care about more than other general players, is going to have any kind of impact, because it's been proven time and time again that that's not going to happen. So why am I going to waste my time?
Well, the staff of Homa incident might say otherwise, but I'm just saying.
Effort, energy, you know, put blood, sweat, and tears into asking for some minor thing to change that is only going to improve my enjoyment by like maybe 1%, and the success rate has been 0%. Like, I'm just not going to waste my time and energy for that, right? I love watching your videos, but you're dead wrong about it.
Here's the thing. Critiquing is fun. We should always critique. What he's saying, I think what he's trying to say is, at least, I'm not going to waste that much energy in critiquing. I'm not going to be overly passionate about my criticism towards the game, because all in all, we have seen the track record. It typically falls under deaf ears. I'm not going to go that hard on it. However, I'm still going to participate, though. There it is.
This is what people used to tell me when I was just hyper negative. You got to stop like going down this path of acting like you speak for everybody, because a lot of people really like my commentary videos like this when they are just my thoughts and how I feel about a situation, when I'm not trying to force my like ideological agendas onto.
There it is. There it is. You just explain as much as possible. You try to give value to the audience through watching the conversation through your lens, and that's it. That's it. You just give them something cool to alt tab for, which is nice. I think everybody's better off of it. She tried to, you know what? I'm just go ahead and say it. I think we're all thinking it. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. It feels like she's one of those. Her video was like, you know, when they try to apply wokeness when it's unnecessary to pieces of media. It feels like she was an embodiment of that. And we see a lot of gamers complain about having wokeness shoved forcefully into plot lines and certain thematics in video games. That's not the place and time for that. Call me Professor Oak. You know what I mean? And it feels like she was an embodiment of that. And let's just say gamers don't take kindly to that type of people around. Yeah.
Everybody, and say that it's a fact that should be going there, right?
Now that's a good call out, and I'm glad Bran could recognize that too.
Again, one of those things where, like, if I do a video like this, I'm very forward with my opinions now, but I'm not trying to make everybody believe that. I say quite a lot of the time, it's like, this is another person on the other side of the screen, bro. If you disagree, disagree. But again, the level of disagreements is just too far in this case, which is really sad. Then there was other people that would send me horrific messages, compare me to horrific people, when I don't think it was ever that bad either, right? Like, I never went off like the deep end, but I was teetering over there for a while. I was, admittedly. I hope this person can actually listen to the feedback that is going to be important for them and make a good career out of this, because right now it's like, these two videos have got them. So this is going to be important to discuss. This was a weird argument by me, to be honest. If again, just being very honest, it's a reason why I didn't upload this video to YouTube instantly, because I realized afterwards, I was like, some of this stuff just is incorrect or could very easily be incorrect. But let me go back a minute. Hold on. For a while, I was, admittedly. I hope this person can actually listen to the feedback that is going to be important for them and make a good career out of this. So I want them to make a good career out of YouTube. It's an amazing job. I'm very grateful and thankful to be in the position that.
Obviously, the way they started their YouTube channel is an attempt to start their career. We all know it.
I'm currently in. I think everybody should be able to do it, and it's very enjoyable and very cool. And I don't think...
Yeah, it's a very cool hobby. I'm not gonna lie. I wake up every single day. I'm like, yippee! I get to record and do cool stuff. Yippee! Right, and plus, I'll be honest, I get bored, man. Without YouTube, it's like I'm just bored, bro. What am I gonna play? Wuthering Waves, a fucking NTE all day long? I can't do that.
Ruin their career based off 1 or 2 fucking videos, bro. No matter what.
Well, at least not every single day.
Says. But listen. The main thing is, and I'm really sorry, I am going to play this again. I deadass am sick and my brain fog is like, I forget things after like 10 seconds. I went off like the deep end, but I was teetering over there for a while. I was, admittedly. I hope this person can actually listen to the feedback. Jesus. Yeah, another clip that I've seen going around is this, where I'm saying like, I hope they can listen to the feedback, and then people are like, what feedback? What feedback? Like, this is fucking terrible. You're just like emotional in your reaction.
Well, it's not all negative. There's some positives there, and even negative feedback can always be something you can use to make yourself better.
I'm not talking about my feedback. I'm talking about the actual healthy feedback that was...
There it is, yeah. There will be a good, healthy feedback somewhere in the dumpster fire.
I'm talking about the people that are giving healthy feedback, like maybe just take a little break, or if you don't like the game anymore, like genuinely, if you don't like the game anymore, that's fine. Sunk cost fallacy is one thing. It's actually healthier to just, you know, detach yourself, and it is hard, but I'm talking about that. And even for the content, there's something else I say later down the line, which I'll bring up again, but I speak about me wishing that she'd make positive content. Positive was the wrong choice of word, but I used it once by accident instead of the other word, which I do use, which was passionate. I'd rather her make some content that she's like very passionate about and it shines through. And she goes into that a little bit as well, but let's just let it play. I'll let you just listen to it, and then I'll speak feedback that is going to be important for them and make a good career out of this, because right now it's like, these 2 videos have got them monetized on YouTube, but at the same time, their audience is just Genshin haters now. So this person is either going to become a Genshin grifter, or, and that was the plan. I use the word grift wrong quite frequently, and I'm very aware of this. It kind of just flows off the tongue, bro. A grifter is someone that, you know, lies to you to make money, basically deceives you to make money.
They're known as LARPers now. That's an old term now. Griftering is dead. It's LARPers.
That's not what I meant. I didn't mean that. I basically just meant they're gonna, all along, like with this, they could quite easily build a monetized platform off of hatred, basically, or like things that they don't actually like.
Someone on Twitter is
which is fine. You can do that.
pretending to be
Based.
me.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
I genuinely cannot believe it's that serious.
You have to remember this is a real person on the other side of the screen. Yes, they might have shitty opinions. Yes, they might think they might be the main character and everything should revolve around them. It's still a real person, bro. I'm going to be very honest here. I'm going to let that play again.
You were being aggressive here.
Listen to the exact words that I say. You have to remember this is a real person on the other side of the screen. Yes, they might have shitty opinions. Yes, they might think they might be the main character and everything should revolve around them. The shitty opinions was about her. The main character and everything should revolve around them. I kind of just said. I remember saying it, and then afterwards thinking I got to clarify that I wasn't actually talking about her. She knows she ain't the main character, bro. Like, she knows. Jesus Christ. But sometimes we just see shit. And again, this is why it was...
True. And I think he recognizes that he's just saying shit. And I remember being told, bro, like sometimes you just say shit to just say shit. I'm like, you know what? I should be more mindful of that. You're right.
It was on Twitch and not on YouTube because I'd like to clarify these things before I make an actual fucking public video about it. But then... obviously out of context clips go around. This one didn't even go out of context. I just wanted to address this one because what the fuck, bro? That sounds like
so that's a him L. He's taking accountability for it. Based
fit her situation a lot more. That was not one. It's still a real person, bro.
So,
but the point still stands. It is still a real person. Whether you like them or not, the best thing you can do is just block. Don't watch this user. That's it. That's the best thing you can do if you actually just don't like them.
Yeah, shouts out to my peeps that they always tell me, look, one of the best decisions I made is that I don't like this creator. I just hide channel. I don't want to see them anymore. That's it. I'm better off of it. I'm like, God damn, base. Jesus. Base, man. God damn, base.
Their opinions and stuff if you're not open to discussing them.
So if you see anybody called Candybug on Twitter or TikTok
still a real
or
person.
Anywhere else except for Instagram or YouTube.
And again, I think it's quite clear that I don't condone harassment and go into other CC's videos to brigade them. Again, I've said it time and time again. It just makes me look bad, especially when I'm saying stuff like this. It is a real person. Just be fucking kind.
Dude, that is not me. I haven't even really been reading comments recently because it's so overwhelming. I promise you, I do not have time to go deleting comments that disagree with me.
Fair.
If your comment disappeared, it could be for one of the reasons that I'm going to put on screen now.
Yep.
So thank you in advance for giving me grace with this video. I have other ideas for...
I tried, honestly. I feel like this video kind of went like the last video, though, where it started off decent with a good intro, and then for the rest of the video, it was just condescension, and here's why I was right all along.
More like...
For this part, it was more so... Condescension less so. Again, maybe just the wrong choice of words. A little bit. I saw some people in chat along the way saying that she sounded very condescending.
She can come off very condescending as a whole.
At certain points, which I agree with to an extent, but it's actually a point that we haven't even gotten to yet. The rest of it, though, it was condescending. I feel like this video kind of went like the last video, though, where it started off decent with a good intro, and then for the rest of the video, it was just condescension, and here's why I was right all along.
A bit.
Yeah, I think a lot of the parts were very much here's why I was right all along. But again, I really don't necessarily think that is a bad thing. This video is called follow-up to my Genshin video. It's not a fucking apology, bro. She's not sat here with a fucking ukulele. If she wants to double down, she has full right to double down.
Of course.
I just think it was unexpected. It's kind of baller, to be honest. It was kind of baller. But yeah, that's kind of my look on
More
it.
lighthearted, non-Genshin videos, as I will probably take a break from the game. After all that's happened, lighthearted, non-Genshin videos.
So this is the videos that she plans to make after this. Littlest Pet Shop, an overview and analysis of the Littlest Pet Shop Generation 7 reboot. Big Time Rush, an analysis of the BTR TV show, which I love. Hey, change the R to an S and I'm there, baby. BTS! BTS!
Videos, as I will probably take a break from the game. After all that's happened, I honestly feel like I can't even look at this game the same way anymore.
Yeah.
This fandom is so incredibly
I think a break would fix that, though, genuinely. It did for me.
toxic, and I guess I was stupid to think.
This part is also being clipped, and I will clarify this, to be honest, because this sounds really fucked up. It does. I come
Okay.
across as really, I don't know the correct word for this. A lot of people say victim blaming, but I don't even think it's that. I think it's just nasty. I think it just come across as quite nasty.
That they wouldn't jump down my throat at every.
Okay, listen, I'm really trying to give the benefit of the doubt here. You cannot act like you are a 100% victim here. Yes, there's going to be some
100%. Like, you can't act like a victim. A lot of the stuff you were saying there and some of the commentary you received as a pushback are fair. The degree and extreme that we're talking about here is always going to be unfair. That's a degree that no one agrees with. Even if we are to agree with them in spirit, the method in which they're trying to get the message across, the messaging is super wrong. No one's with them. Those extreme individuals are on their own. Ain't no one from the Genshin community. We do not claim them up. We do not claim them. So, yeah. Well, I'm not necessarily from the Genshin community, but I did like Genshin. I can still, like, if they were to give us a skip button, I would still like to, log back in, have a bit of fun from time to time. Like, I wouldn't mind that. But all in all, I feel like I do speak for a lot of individuals that I have seen from the Genshin community. They don't necessarily claim these types of people, man.
I specifically say 100% because she is a victim here. She's a victim of the horrible people. Like, the people that are sending her death threats and stuff, yes.
Yeah,
she is
for sure.
100% a victim of that. But some of the other stuff, like the overall negative reception to a lot of the things that she said, those are just...
The pushback is fair. The spirit of the pushback is fair. The messaging of these idiots is unfair and shouldn't be happening. And even us, people that are pushing back against what she's pushing here, are looking at those people going, what the hell are you doing?
It's her genuine thoughts that she's doubled down on, right? So like the Linnea stuff as a big example. It's the biggest example of the video, to be honest. So it's like, yes, for some of the things, like the very important things, to be honest, the real life consequence things, she is a victim of, 100%. But with what she's saying here about the Genshin community, for some reason I didn't really associate this with the death threats at the time, I think this was more so just about, like the negative reception to the video.
To think that they wouldn't jump down my throat at every.
Okay.
Like the jump down my throat at every turn
I'm
kind of
really
thing?
trying to give the benefit of the doubt here. You cannot act like you are a 100% victim here. Yes, there's going to be some bad eggs that say some horrific shit, but you are part of that toxic fandom with the way that you are talking and what you expect from everybody here. I do think that's the case. And again, this is speaking from experience. I was also part of that toxic fandom, right? A year ago now, over a year ago. Some people might even say now for different reasons, but you're always going to be freaking compared to that, to be honest. It's like, I used to do this exact same thing to a different level for different reasons. Like I said multiple times, clearly I'm a lore player. This girl plays more for the fan servicey elements, surprisingly. Or maybe not fan servicey elements, but I think in the first video it was like shipping stuff, and she said herself she's not really a lore player, right? I'm pretty sure. So it's like, when I see stuff like this, I do think you contribute to the toxicity in the fandom. Not to the level of these other motherfuckers that are sending
Of course,
death threats.
100% base. There it is.
Me, bro, right?
There it is. Yep.
The toxicity of the fandom, but not to the level of people sending me death threats. At the time, I thought that was obvious. Now, I realized I needed to clarify that a little bit more. Say it kinda, to be honest, because like I said before, this is a...
It's just people that are trying to nitpicky and try to push a narrative through your lack of clarification. It's super obvious, but people like to think the worst out of you and frame you that way, so that way they can use that to their advantage. Once again, like you'll notice, it keeps going back to that. It keeps going back. We keep going roundabout.
real person on the other side of the screen. I should have been kinder with my words there. I'm sorry, that is just the way it is. Just like I used to be a part of the toxic side of the fandom, openly admitting, as I have many times, I've grown and developed as a person from there.
Freaking based. I remember now why I like Bran, man. That's pretty based.
Hopefully this person does the same thing, because this is not the time to be playing victim after 2 videos where you just double down. Terrible choice of words, because again, she is a victim, but yeah, that was just bad choice.
No, I mean, like, don't pretend you didn't have a hand in it. I think that's what he was trying to say, but obviously the way he messaged it makes it seem something else. But I think looking now from the context he's offering now, it makes sense. That's what he was trying to say.
Genuinely, it was on both.
For all that's happened, I honestly feel like I can't even look at this game the same way anymore.
Yeah, I feel like taking a break from the game is the best thing to do. That's what I did.
This fandom is so incredibly toxic, and I guess I was stupid to think that they wouldn't jump down my throat at every turn. I'm also confused because some of you seem to think this is like a psyop, like I'm putting this video out for a reason or getting paid to do it, instead of it being a video that's not very good because...
Okay, that seems like a stretch, to be honest. Well, it is a stretch. There's also I hate even saying this, dude. There's also good reason for it. Good reason for people to think that, and it's because was it in China or Korea or something? Somewhere in Asia. I think it was China on Bilibili, to be honest. This exact thing recently happened, I think. Or a rumor of it went around and people believed it at face value. Something like this actually happened where there were industry plants paid by opposing gaming companies to slander other games, which is crazy. Actually crazy. So I think that's why people are now thinking this, since 2 channels in the past 2 weeks have done the same thing. But again, even this one, it's not even slandering the game that much. It's just honing in on very specific points, I guess. It's a bit different. I don't think it's a psyop.
It's my first...
I still don't think it's a psyop, by the way. I don't.
First one where I wanted to talk about my feet.
I think this is a Genshin hater that decided that they've seen other people make similar videos to this that have popped off in numbers. Let me change my words here, because again, this is why I like to review videos and stuff before I post them on YouTube, so I can actually do this. When you're live, it's a very different atmosphere. I think a lot of people are probably
I agree.
I should watch these videos
I know what you mean.
Off stream more often instead of on stream, so I'm kind of not...
Yeah, I feel like my quality of commentary is a lot better when I don't stream than when I do stream, because on stream it's very tiresome to be able to manage both chat, keep chat in the conversation as you form your opinion on what's being said. It can be a little more tricky, and sometimes you'll find yourself just saying something because you have to speak, and pausing is a big no-no in streaming typically, so it can be a little challenging, that's for sure. I know exactly what he's saying here.
By the live audience, but going back to what I say here, because it's important.
It's my first one where I wanted to talk about my feet.
I think this is a Genshin hater that decided that they've seen other people make similar videos to this that have popped off in numbers, even first videos like the one we watched from a couple of weeks ago, which was
agreed. I thought so too.
To be honest, not much different. This one went into more detail.
Yes.
I don't. My choice of words was incorrect yet again here. I don't think she was a Genshin hater. I think she was a disgruntled Genshin player. I think she is a fan of the game. I just think for the past 2
Fair. That's a good distinction.
years, she's probably been quietly going through what I went through as well.
Yeah.
And it just kind of hit rock bottom with this video, you know, like her love of the game, I guess. And it's a very easy way to get your channel monetized, because to get monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. There's a few topics that many people do to get monetized nowadays. I wasn't even aware back when I reacted to Genshin stuff that was a popular thing. Because to be fair, at that point, I didn't really watch YouTube at all. I mainly watched Twitch. But I've noticed nowadays a lot of people like react to all the Genshin stuff, Woo War stuff as well. HSR stuff does insanely well for a lot of people. And then even other games, right? If there's a hot topic, basically, those kind of videos are really good at getting you instant monetization because they garner a lot of attention and views. And listen, I don't want to say this here. Now that I've had a day to think about it, bro, I don't necessarily think that this is the case and this person is doing it out of pure hatred, or like they're doing it just to get monetized. But I will say, if that was their intention,
there is incentive, and it's clear considering it's right on pull-up. It makes total sense for us to assume so. We're not saying it is the word of God. This is exactly what's happening, but what we're saying is it's a pretty strong coincidence for it not to be the case looking at the data, pragmatically speaking.
Pretty fucking smart, bro.
Like, there it is. Base. Look. If I were her, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us will agree, if we were her, we would do the exact same thing.
Dead ass. I'm not saying like it's an incorrect thing to do. I think you just got to go into it with the acknowledgement that you're you know, going to disgruntle a large amount of very passionate fans of the games.
Yeah, you just have to do it smart. The way she went about it was simply not smart.
That's kind of what I was meaning to bring up with this, but I did a very bad job at it. A 1 hour long video with over 100,000 views is already there, basically. Like, you've already got the watch time, and she's already got over 1,000 subs. So I feel like this was a quick gimmick way to get like your monetization enabled on YouTube. And I'm not saying...
I'm glad to see even Bran is saying it the way it is. Like, That's exactly what I thought too. That's exactly what I said too.
This person doesn't play Genshin, by the way. I do think they are just a disheartened Genshin player. There we go. Sorry, I guess I did clarify myself there, but I should have thought about it for an extra 30 seconds before saying Genshin hater. But I think they saw it as an easy opportunity to kickstart their YouTube career. I do. That's my outlook, and what a lot of people's outlook is probably going to be.
Feelings about it.
I actually disagree now. I don't think it's what a lot of people's opinions were going to be. I think it's what a lot of YouTubers' opinions are going to be.
True.
Because now that I think about it,
Or people that are knowledgeable of the YouTube game. Like, I feel like even viewers are very knowledgeable to how YouTube works if they followed YouTubers for a long period of time, especially transparent YouTubers. I feel like a lot of the viewers and the audience understand how YouTube works. I do.
it's like a lot of people ain't
You'd
gonna
be
give a shit,
shocked.
bro. They're not going to give a fuck. It's probably just what a lot of existing YouTubers are going to think. And I think I'm wrong. I do. I think that part is wrong.
Game I liked, or that I wanted to get it out before Snezhnaya so that my points.
But yeah, you're
would
probably
lose
more wrong than
relevance.
right. That's for
Not
sure.
gonna lie, it's actually genius, easy money. It is. It's very smart. It is, genuinely.
And because this game
that
comes
is
out with
why.
updates faster than I can keep up with, or because I made it about a popular topic so people get
What is this shit that she's showing? Occam's razor. This was the part where I was like, this part felt kind of condescending, like people were saying. This was the condescending part that I took from this entire video, but it might have just been chance, to be honest, but I'll let you consider. Occam's razor is a principle from philosophy. Suppose an event has two possible explanations. Occam's
Yeah.
razor says that the explanation with the fewest assumptions is usually correct. Yeah, this sounds so condescending, bro. That she put this here? This sounds so fucking condescending. She's basically just saying like, oh yeah, you're the fucking overthinking everything. It's like, bro, you utilize this for your thinking. We could all do this. I could do this more. You really think the simplest explanation for Linnea really liking Melusines is the fact that she's a pervert? Or do you think it's because she's just never seen them before and she's amazed by them?
She's an anime trope type of character, you know, that anime stuff that girls do in anime. Like, they see cute, they're like kawaii, and their eyes shine and stuff. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. We all have seen that multiple times. I wonder which one it is.
What's the easiest correlation to make there?
No.
Yeah. Like, you got to utilize your own logic if you're going to put this at the end of the video and call everybody else out for it. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
recommended it easier. Not
This is the problem with people like her, is that they assume they're right. They always think they're the one that are correct in every single aspect. Luckily, she apologized for some things at the start, thank God. But for the most part, they will always assume they are correct. They're very hard to convince. They are. Makes them very rigid. So annoying. But I understand, I
everything
guess.
is some kind of conspiracy.
It is.
Not
She is very close to just like the nail on the head, genuinely.
everything is some kind of conspiracy. You can feel
Yeah.
free to say how much you think I'm a waste of space or whatever. I'm
She's not a waste of space, bro. God damn it. I even not in this freaking video. I don't think people... There's going to be some people that do think that.
probably not going to read it, to be honest. I've gotten enough DMs
But she's
already.
not. And this is the original reaction to, again, the death threats, which I apparently laughed at, which I cleared up in the beginning, but I will go over it again. They appear on screen. You can see I'm pretty freaking disgusted by them, and I get to this one, which I do indeed chuckle at because it's just fucking insane. This one's not a death threat. This one is, I literally read, fed your art to AI since I felt like annoying you, kiss. It's just so fucking petty that I had...
All right, I think we can skip this part.
If that's what it looks like, to be fair. I'm not trying to fucking dig around for a reason or anything, but it just very much looked like the Twitter one. Great background looks like TikTok. Maybe. Can you even message people on TikTok, bro? I
think you can, yeah.
Hence why, if you have tried to message me in the last few days, you haven't been able to. I just wanted to take a moment to clarify some of the stuff in the video that drew the most negative attention and that I wish I did better on looking back. That video was rushed because, like I said, I wanted to get it out before Snezhnaya, but it took
Yeah.
me so long to write and edit it that it probably wasn't even worth it in the end. But either way, I shouldn't have rushed through it, so I'm sorry for that again. I don't know if it will help to make this, but I guess the least I can do is try and amend some things. Thank you again if you've said anything nice or if you've been constructive with your criticism, and I'm sorry my first...
The most constructive criticism I can actually give, and this is me being... This is also getting taken out of context, but yet again, I will explain.
Jesus Christ. Do they not stop? How? What are we talking... Wow, okay.
At least my thought process behind it, so serious right now, is this is a video game. It ain't that fucking deep. Your headcanons are not
Based.
fact. Those three things, I think, would solve all of this. So
Yes.
people also seem to think that this is my constructive criticism on her getting death threats.
No, constructive criticism, you know, as a YouTuber, you know what I mean? And her approach to the video. What the fuck?
Again, for some weird reason, probably the out of context clips, but I genuinely don't know. They took this and said that...
See, only people with malicious intent would think that and try to frame it this way. Yeah. If you have malicious intent, yeah, I can see why people would think that. You're looking for problems. And because you're looking for problems, you're going to do that. Like, duh. But me looking in, and I hear that, obviously, considering the context that coming up to this part, is obviously him because he talked about her as a YouTuber. This is smart. This is. I'm gonna easily assume that he's talking about the criticism towards the game itself and how she can go about critiquing the game, have a different approach that people will be more receiving towards. The only way to dodge them is obviously, well, come to think of it. I mean, it is a way to dodge death threats. Wait, hold on. Yeah, kinda. I mean, you can dodge death threats by doing your job better.
This is my response to her getting death threats. This is my constructive criticism on the original reaction video, like the original video that she posted. Nothing to do with the death threat situation. This was the constructive criticisms that I would have had for that video. Given this is me being so serious right now. Again, I thought it was obvious, but clearly not. This is
Yeah, true. That's something very important, actually. Come to think of it, that is a proper context. It's just that it changes now a bit considering what happened later. But talking about the original video with no death threats in sight, that is just clean. It now becomes slightly weird because of the death threats, because now it's like, oh, just do your job better and you won't get these death threats. You know what I mean? You're trying to undermine what she's going through, which is not okay, obviously. From that lens, of course, it's a huge issue. But again, I do feel like it's a good criticism towards her. I think she can grow as a person from what Bran is saying here. You can obviously dodge death threats by doing your job properly and avoiding attempting to cater to an extreme mob. You're better off of that. So yeah.
Video game, it ain't that fucking deep. Your headcanons are not fact. Those three, I obviously was not saying the death threats ain't that deep. I was saying the first video was not as deep as a lot of the parts. Things I think would solve all of this. Especially the last part.
I'm sorry if your nice comment got buried by all of the negativity. Maybe I'll see you soon for a different topic, but I'm honestly not sure after the way this went. Bye.
It really does feel just a little bit like victim-esque. I'm surprised. The light to this, like, again, terrible choice of words there. I think it was also the tone of voice at the end, but I'm not the fucking tone police out here. Bad choice of words. Victim-esque in the sense of like, it wasn't, again, that wasn't anything to do with the death threats either. It was more so at the end of the...
Soon for a different topic, but I'm honestly not sure after the way this went. Bye.
It was mainly based on like the ending there. Again, just to be very clear, I'm not trying to cut out parts that make me look bad. This does make me look bad. I wasn't meaning I'm like victim blaming her for everything, obviously. I just meant the response felt kind of like a woe is me besides the death threats. I'm happy to take those aside and say, yeah, that's fucked up. But that one fucked up thing doesn't necessarily make me just believe all of her other points, like the Linnea stuff, right?
Of course. What's happening to her sucks for the community as a whole, because it gives a very, very bad message to all of us. It does. This is just bad. This is what makes people not want to interact with the community, is this type of shit. But does this mean this absolves everything? No. It's not all black and white. It's gray. We're in a gray area where we feel for her, but we don't agree with her. That's it. We feel for her that this type of extreme behavior in response to just you critiquing a video game that sells anime girls is we're with you there, girl, 100%. Your criticism, however, is something that we don't necessarily agree with. Or most importantly, the messaging and the self-inserts that are disregarding other people's self-inserts. Like, it's all about you. You're the MC. Well, come on now.
It's like someone said here, this sorry at the end of the video feels very shallow considering the majority of the video, which is, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But yeah, bad choice of words on my part. I'll play it again.
I'm sorry if your nice comment got buried by all of the negativity. Maybe I'll see you soon for a different topic, but I'm honestly not sure after the way this went. Bye.
It really does feel just a little bit like victim-esque. I'm surprised. The like to dislike ratio is kind of crazy, bro. It's like almost more dislikes than likes. But again. Okay, wait, let me read this. I don't think this will stop the negative comments or messages or anything, but I wanted to make sure that I clarified some stuff that I should have explained better or more tactfully, that's all. And then an edit to the comment. I was under the impression that slut was a reclaimed term. I don't fucking know about this part, to be honest. I left it in just because
I don't know why people got mad over her calling Navia's outfit a little slutty. I think that's fine.
You hear it confusing to me, I guess, and Like, I don't know. I wasn't even using it negatively against Navia. It was supposed to be lighthearted, especially because of how much I praised her design. I'm sorry if I'm off base or if my tone didn't communicate that. You know what? Benefit of the doubt situation. Hold up. Again, I don't fucking hate this person, bro. I'm very happy to give the benefit of the doubt. I do not hate this person at all. I think she had some really bad takes.
Why would we want to hate her? I don't know her. Hate is such a... It's such an emo. I feel like because hate is the opposite of love, and it's hard to fall in love. Therefore, it's hard to hate. I don't know. I feel like hating is quite a hard proposition for me personally. You know what I mean?
In the original video, but she does not deserve all the shit that she's been getting. If I could just repeat
Like,
that one more
goddamn, what
time.
did she do
It's
even?
basically a sluttier version of a traditional French aristocratic gown, but
In this context of where they're talking about like characters' designs and what they like and
Ho's mad. I hope he says it too.
dislike and what Hoyo do good and bad, I feel like that is a very backhanded sluttier, I guess. She likes the design. It's not meant as an insult. Terrible choice of words then. And I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. Yeah, I think if that is the case, it is just an unfortunate choice of words because a lot of people...
Yeah, I feel like the framing she was doing... Well, at the start, around Navia, I thought like it was still tame. But then it is revealed later, the more you go on, the more the Ho's mad screams at your face.
Ain't gonna know that.
That I couldn't just ignore it.
Demon, I guess. It sounds like a backhanded compliment is what it sounds like. Lowen canonically spikes people's drinks, by the way.
Yeah, true. I agree with Bran there. Especially when you take into consideration the follow-up to that particular part.
Wait, also that career ended at debut. I don't think this is a career ender.
No, it's not.
Just to be entirely
I think this could be a career maker if she knows how to spin this better. I think she should make a new Genshin video as soon as possible and starts growing from there. She can easily navigate the hate, and if she shows that she has matured and has learned from this, I think she could be the next big Genshin CC. I do.
Honest, bro. Yet again, I think this is a
She just needs to be smart.
genius plan. Because I guarantee you this person is now just going to drop the Genshin stuff unless it's a negative video because she knows it gets views. And just try to... I take back that part again after going after it. I don't think it's worth it to get as much hate as she has gotten. You can dislike a video without, you know, encouraging death threats and stuff. That shit gotta stop, bro. There needs to be actual consequences for the people that are actually...
There it, he's saying it too. I told you, I like this guy. Yeah, we need consequence for that. As long as we don't have consequences for that, this will keep happening again and again and again.
doing that instead of just scapegoating somebody saying it's their fault when they realistically just reacted to a video and didn't like some of the points. To then put words in their mouth and say it's your fault that your community is sending death threats to this person when, bro, I obviously I don't know these fucking people, bro. They could be part of your community. They could be part of Toronto's community, Asmongold's community, freaking Emong's community. They could be part of anybody's. I don't know. I have not sent my people to do anything because it looks bad for me. Why would I want that? Use your fucking brains. Right?
Exactly.
Let's call a buck. Make other content. Now, here's the slight problem with that. Her content quality is actually really good. It is. It's really high quality. Really good that video. First video she made was incredibly well edited. And it was actually like an enjoyable watch, taking away all of the actual context. It's a high quality video, easy to watch. You could spend an hour watching that video, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Can she go and start making other types of videos with that quality that are going to get this many views? Listen, is it possible? Yes. Is it going to be incredibly fucking difficult? Yes, because shitting on Genshin is such easy views, bro. And it's going to be controversial. Not everybody's going to like the video, but they're going to watch it anyway.
Shitting on anything popular, really. It's not just Genshin.
Because people who love Genshin will watch hate-fueled videos. It's just the case. However, you know what? I truly hope this person puts down the game. I hope they put their passions in areas that they are actually enjoying things in life instead of trying to make a career out of just fucking hating shit, right? And I hope they're successful. I hope they're successful covering something they're more positive about, because this is what...
She can still... Because she likes Genshin. What she said at the end is that she likes Genshin. She can keep talking about it as she goes through a sentiment that I feel like a lot of people can resonate and relate to. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people with the gachas specifically is they get tired. There's a good degree of burnout. And so what happens is they keep pushing and pushing. They don't get the change they want, where it starts to feel like a chore and everything. And them critiquing the game for that is well deserved, and it's good valid criticism. She can just pile up on that. She can just follow up on that. Because she's not a hater. She's not a Genshin hater. She's a Genshin critic. It's just that she applied some of her ideologies and self-inserts to again and try to undermine people with different type of tastes and desires. That's where she comes off wrong. She comes off a little off-putting. And yeah, if she could just tweak that, I think she got herself something on her hands. She just needs to go about it nice. But here's the thing. What she's experiencing now is obviously a little too extreme. Because here's the thing. Blowing up fast is the dream, right? But it's a double-edged sword. Because we as people, really, we're not used to that degree of attention, right? Even from an evolution standpoint, unless you're a descendant of kings and queens. Typically, we're not used to attention of thousands of people on us every single day. Even hundreds. That's a lot of people, right? And so if you don't slowly build off of attention and build the tolerance to attention, like you start with 10, you start with 100, then thousands, etc., it can really mess with your head when you're just immediately thrown to thousands. You get a crap load of attention, and especially if it's negative, it can crush an individual very easily. So I feel like this also can help her see even her as a person, if she has what it takes to even continue doing this. Because we've seen what happened with Hex Juice. She gives me a lot of Hex Juice vibes. They're kind of cut from the same tree. They're obviously not the same, but I feel like there's a lot of resemblance in the way they approach the gacha games in terms of ideology. And Hex ultimately ended up just dropping everything because of realizing later than sooner that the back and forth that comes from the controversial topics she covers is just something she can't necessarily handle. And she just ended up dropping it. She could have her answer right now. Like, are you ready? Are you ready to keep going through this every single day? Being controversial, saying stuff that a lot of people disagree with, using you as a means to grandstand and come at you just so they can feel better about themselves, because that's just the nature of the environment we're in right now. I'm not defending it. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying it is to be expected, because it's happening to me, even me as a small CC who's not, let's just say, didn't get the degree of virality you have. I still experience that, so I can only imagine how it is for someone that not only is viral, but also negatively viral. So you're going to have to ask yourself a bunch of questions as an individual as you go about this new adventure, on whether or not you want to continue it or not. Because it's quite a decision. But I feel like if you go about it slow, you can do it. And also be open to the fact that, well, for lack of a better word, you don't shit rainbows. So you're going to be wrong in some things. And you undermining others for trying to put yourself up it's kind of what they're doing to you now, minus the death threat, of course. It's kind of what some of these, for example, career ended at debut, I'm crying. Like, look at him, like he's trying to poke fun at you, trying to grandstand on you or something. At least she tried something, at least she did something, dumbass. While you over here trying to go like, career died, nah, bleh, goddamn loser, bait-ass cuck shit, Jesus. But yeah, see, you know what I'm trying to say, though. Hopefully, she can just grow from this, which I think she can.
I was talking about earlier in the video. Again, just an incorrect word there for positive. I just meant passionate. I want them to cover things that they're actually passionate about. I feel like there wasn't exactly passion in that video. Maybe there was remorse.
Maybe there's passion in the later half, that's for sure, when Ho's mad.
To be fair, she was clearly passionate about the game previously. Yeah, maybe passionate is even the wrong word, but that's the one that I kind of landed on. At the end of the day, they did all of this work for this video. Yep. I thought the video itself was really well edited. The message of the video was kind of dog shit for me personally. But it'd be a shame for that talent to add the previous video, obviously. Like the 1 hour banger, basically. That was very well edited. This one wasn't well edited. So again, the out of context things going around saying I was saying that this message didn't resonate with me. Obviously not the case. I was talking about the original video. Actually go to waste. So I hope she does use it for those topics she said at the end and puts her powers to what she's passionate about. And actually is successful. I do. I hope that's the case. I don't want her career to be ended at debut like people are saying here. No. Shitting on Genshin is like a death sentence. I don't think it is. It's not. I don't think it is. Especially if she starts making successful content on totally unrelated games. But yeah, like the concept of having a bachelor's in education, it's not a death sentence for anything, bro. It's like you can, there's plenty of people that have made careers off of shitting on Genshin. And a big part of their career is shitting on Genshin or shitting on other games. Like that is...
Yeah, there it is. They said it too.
Definitely not a career ender. Refusing to learn is... I'm sorry the entire community corrected me, but here's why I'm not wrong. Dropping a game you don't like anymore with many... this was some other comments here. I'm sorry the entire community corrected me, but here's why I'm not wrong. This one, I don't think that's necessarily the truth, to be honest. Yes. The video actually had, I think, more likes than dislikes, which means you have more people agreeing with her than disagreeing with her, which is fair, Like, it is what it is. You can look at it that way too. There is just a lot of people that did not like certain portrayals, like Linnea. Just steps. Predatory manners. She just found a Melusine cute. You were reaching. Yeah. The fact that she doubled down on the Linnea stuff is mind-blowing to me. I'm not gonna cap. But it is what it is. She clearly is just not the target audience for this game anymore. After, like, Inazuma, probably.
Based. Yep, you're not the target audience. That you got to recognize that, and once you recognize that, you got to ask yourself a very uncomfortable question: do I want to continue or not? The answer is no. Well, just drop it.
And just latched on for a few years because of sunk cost fallacy, and ended up here. At the end of the day, sorry, I look.
Or at least limit your degree of passion you have towards it. That's what I do.
That's right now.
Because I can still enjoy my slop.
Yeah, I wasn't the nicest in the follow-up video. Or the OG reaction, to be fair. There was some parts where I was dismissive of her points and stuff. I think it's very obvious to everybody that at no point,
you were never malicious.
Form, was I ever encouraging of horrible behavior towards
yes,
another person.
For sure, 100%.
Right? I don't agree with that. I never have agreed with that. It makes me.
I feel like we're having a bit of a you hate pancakes, therefore you like waffles type of situation. Oh, you weren't too understanding. You weren't too sweet, and you weren't empathetic enough towards her, and so therefore you must be encouraging it. I feel like kind of having a little bit of that going on.
Fucking terrible if that was going to be the case. So I guarantee you a lot of the people that are doing it will, you know, just like in previous situations, bro, there'll be people that are saying that they're from a certain community and they're not, and it makes them look bad. People have done that even for Genshin and Muwa, bro. It's just obviously not the case. It does piss me off a little bit, but I'm also kind of over it at this point. Kind of just want it to chill down. And like I said, for Candybug, if you are watching this, Candybug, I would very much like to apologize to you one-on-one if you think my reaction was, you know, like in bad faith, basically.
Starting to have a bit of deja vu here.
Faith, I will happily speak to you about it. On stream, off stream, whatever you want. If you want people to be there, I don't really care. Just so you know, it was obviously never my intent for people to go sending you death threats. I feel like that much is very fucking obvious, and I obviously wasn't calling you racist or laughing at the death threats. Like, these are the context clips again.
I don't even think she thinks that, because like, why are people trying to create headcanons of what she is thinking right now? Who says she even wants your apology or she has an issue with you? Like, people are just projecting what she may be feeling right now. It's like, just let the girl be. She'll pull up when she pull up.
I'm way fucking out of hand, bro. I'm sick as fuck right now. I had to make this video to at least get something out there. And just clear up some of the miscommunications and my terrible choice of words and terrible thoughts from yesterday.
That's kind of the main intent. All right, let's not sit here and pretend we genuinely want to apologize to Candybug, because Candybug, we don't know if she's mad at you or not, man. Like, come on now.
Video as well, so.
For all you know, she'd be like, you know what? That's some pretty base shit you just said here. Like I am. I thought everything was cool.
I'm gonna go chill for a little bit. Thank you for giving me the time and watching the video. This is the last I'm going to talk on it. You can make.
Yeah, I think it's time to just leave this behind.
The rest of the full video, you can go check the Twitch as well. If there was anything on there that I just forgot to input, leave a comment. I'll address it there. Nothing intentional. Peace.
Yeah, so there it is, man. There it is. I feel like it's time we just leave this behind. I feel like this has taken far too long. It's a long time. This is crazy. This is some crazy shit. I feel like our focus should be at calling out toxic behavior. Most importantly, I feel like maybe if anybody knows where we can find a lot of this hate threads and stuff like that, I feel like those are the ones that should be getting called out right now. And I would encourage a lot of people to just go and be like, hey, yo, yeah, you ain't got nothing better to do. Like, leave the girl alone, for crying out. Leave the woman alone. Jesus. And so, yeah, I think that should be our main concern right now as a community, because we should not be enabling, tolerating, or even ignoring, because sometimes ignoring evil is one that does evil. There's a saying, I forgot how it's pronounced. He who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps to perpetuate it. I guess to perpetuate it or something. But there it is, man. I feel like we also have a duty to call out these extreme individuals, to tell them that it's not okay what they're doing, especially not on our watch. At least you want to do it somewhere where we can see. Well, we're not omnipotent, but at least since we can't see you here, we know what you're doing. They should be called out and should be put down, pause, hopefully punished by YouTube or whatever social media platform they're being called on appropriately. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Hopefully now you know why Bran is being called there's a clear incentive there. I think it was all no fun. He did leave room for people to, and he did make mistakes, which he did take accountability for. I understand where he's coming from. You know, sometimes you be tired, sometimes you just be saying shit, and he also acknowledges the flaw he has as a person. That's not unique to him, really. It's something I'm not necessarily excusing it, but it's something that I can understand. Therefore, I can somewhat tolerate. I feel like the intent was always good. He was never malicious, and I feel like that's very important to take into consideration. But if you still want to, let's just say, call him out and say, how dare you say that you're not supposed to make any mistakes? Sure, that's fine if you want to, but I feel like that's a little too tiresome for the most of us, considering the space we're in. And once again, a small reminder that we're all trying to enjoy and share our passion about video games that sell anime girls. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Be seeing you.